Hey guys, so check this out. If I could walk you through the thesis, the understanding that has allowed me to go from making $2,000 per month at my 9 to 5 2.5 years ago to making over 600 grand per month as a growth creator, would you give me 3 hours of your time? If you can, then it's your lucky day because I'm about to, right? A week and a half ago, I got on a call with hundreds and hundreds of agencies and consultants and coaches because I wanted to share with them the growth thesis that I've kind of like been following over the last 2 years to help me grow client acquisition at IO. For those who don't know, I started an agency. I went through the courses like everybody, and then I struggled to book appointments. Then I mastered booking appointments organically. And then I started an appointment setting agency that I scaled to 30K per month, right? But I got stuck. Why did I get stuck? Because I realized that there was a bigger gap that needed to be bridged than just sending cold DMs or running ads to help people generate leads and appointments, right? I realized that in 2023, even in 2022 back then, I realized it was getting harder and harder to book appointments for businesses, right? So I started doing something a little differently. I started, instead of trying to focus on getting leads and then converting them into appointments, I started focusing on generating the attention and then focusing on owning that attention and then educating the attention. And then only after the attention had been educated, which is the prospect, only then would I focus on converting them into appointments. Okay. And that changed the game, not just for me, but for my clients, right? I just recently had an interview with Mahiz, who came in our program. When he came into our program, he couldn't even afford a $3 an hour setter, right? Today, he's making over 20K per month as a 19-year-old and helping his client to generate 5 figures and more, 6 figures in revenue, right? We also just had Mario, who quit his job 6 months, 7 months ago, and who's now making $18,000 in a week, right? We also have clients who've scaled this thesis up to $170,000 per month. I'll throw in more case studies here, but I spent 3 hours breaking down everything that I've been doing with client acquisition.io, not just to help myself, but to also help my clients. Okay. And to prove that this 3 hour was worth it, I started actually selling it before. Now I'm about to give it away for free. And hundreds of people are buying it. And here is some of their feedback, right? So this is not just free. This is worth your attention, even if you were to pay for it. But right now, it's free. You don't have to pay for it. All you have to do is just spend 3 hours with me and acquire the thesis that can not just allow you to scale your business, but also help you become a growth creator and serve other businesses out there and help them grow and generate millions. Why wouldn't you? I have, right? So I believe that you have nothing to lose. And yeah, after watching it, if you want, you can kind of like join our private community. And then you'll also get the lucid chart that I shared in the webinar. So if you like what you see, then maybe one day you'll come and work with us. But for now, all I just want you guys to do is check out this webinar. Please, if you ever do anything, just one thing for yourself as a gift, just watch this webby. That's all. Okay. So enjoy the webinar. Let it start now. Rwanda. Okay. Holy. We got the whole world in here. Um cool, guys. So in today's Webby, I'm going to do something that I have yet to do before, which is so before our business was mainly like, hey, come in, let's show you what actually works for your industry. Let's help give you the protocol, the thing that actually would scale your company specific to the offer, right? But today, what I want to do is I want to do things a little differently, where instead of me just showing you guys like, hey, this is what got this person a meeting, or this is how we're doing to sell something, I just want to give you guys our thesis, the thesis that we use to scale any offer, regardless of the niche, regardless of the like anything, right? Why? Because I would love if more people was leveraging what we do for their own clients. Okay. And I think that that's going to be more exciting because it's going to give everyone here the ability to be able to just see more success. It's almost like you're an extension of client acquisition.io. So yeah, So let's get into it. All right, let me share my screen, and then any question before we get started? Anything that I need to clarify? Anybody who doesn't know me who needs a little bit of clarification? All right, let's get into it. Cool. So today's topic is how to become a growth creator by building $10,000 plus offers and implementing client acquisition.io's growth thesis. I believe that our thesis is the fastest path to generating $500K a year or $500K per month for yourself or your clients. For those who don't know me, I run client acquisition.io. It's a kind of like a consultancy / agency where we essentially look at a company, look at what they're selling, look at what their infrastructure looks like, look at what their goals are, and we build a thing that they need to win. Not just the offer, but also the thing that generates everything else required for someone to grow, right? We've used this to scale to $500K a month in cash collected, 600 grand per month. And I want to kind of like walk you guys through how I did it, okay? And how we go about doing it for a lot of our clients so that you guys can kind of like replicate the same thing. Today's topics are, growth formula, the one thing that keeps most people stuck, and how you can leverage it as the most, as the best selling point possible. And also the best, it almost like leads you to creating the best offers, right? Why did I decide to pick this? Because everyone here is smart. But why aren't we all making millions of dollars? That has always been a thing that just triggers me. It's like, why do we have access to all these YouTube channels, all these some of the smartest people for free, and we're still in the same position that we're in, even if we were a little bit, less smart, right? I want to walk you guys through how we use first principle reasoning to create the perfect offers. In my opinion, anything that is less than 10 grand, if you can't go to a prospect and be like, hey, our thing costs $10,000, and them feeling like, okay, yeah, it's worth it, then you don't know how to create good offers. Everyone here is always, or everyone in our industry is always like, oh, the lead is not qualified. The thing is, no, it's not that they're not qualified. It's just that you're giving them something that they can't see the value in it, right? So I want to walk you guys through how, you can create offers over, even 6 figures if you want. And then also how we go about picking mechanisms for your market. Okay. Client acquisition.io matrix, priority matrix. With infinite ways of growing a company, but limited resources, how do you prioritize what to focus on? It is important here to understand that like everyone here is working just as much, if not more than some people, but how come you're still getting less results? Right? Most of the time is because you're focusing on the wrong thing. Then I'm going to go into the growth thesis and the path to 100K per month organically, and the path to 7 figures per month. If you guys are already making, let's say 100 grand per month, but you guys want to see how you can make, 500K, $1 million per month with paid acquisition, our implementation flow, and we can end this with the Q&A. Quick question. Have we sent one second. All right, cool. Let's get into it. Proof that we know what we're doing. I'll kind of like walk you guys through some of our clients' wins. Grant came in with a TikTok and UGC offer. Wanted to scale that back when we were kind of like helping e-commerce agencies scale with TikTok and UGC. But he ended up pivoting to more of like an acquisition company. And then started, booking calls for his offers and for his clients. I think, he's been killing it like crazy. 3K deal closed, 3-month minimum, closing at a 2.7K, 7.9K a month. And he's also making crazy results for his clients, right? So he has a fitness coach client that he's making 30K, 40K a month after he was stuck below 10K per month, right? And this is following kind of like our thesis. Justin Lalonde, e-commerce agency owner, came in at 30K per month. And 4 months later, he hit his biggest month, which was 73K per month. He also leverages, presence online to book crazy meetings with brands doing over $500,000 a month. Caleb, also an outbound agency,
builds outbound prospecting offers and systems for agents, for other agencies, I believe. And, use everything we have to kind of like see results, killing it. Tal, also in our program, he's been killing it, building kind of like cold email and appointment setting systems for different, more like almost like enterprise level companies. And he's also been killing it. Same thing. There's wins on top of wins. Omar came in, e-commerce agency. Jirov on the call. Some of you guys may know him. Went from, literally nothing to running a multiple six-figure short form content and monetization agency. Helped even some clients in our program close 27K deals in a single week after sending out 50 looms. And so on and so on. But guys, the reason why I wanted to kind of like share this thesis is because so many clients have been seeing results like crazy, not just for their own businesses, but because they implement it in their clients' businesses, right? And this is why I wanted to transition a little bit out of like, hey, let me help you scale your company, to, hey, let me give you the thesis. And yes, we can help you build the thing and then you can scale your own company. But what I would want best is if everyone on this call can leave today's call and be like, wow, I have something that I can go to the marketplace and sell for, packages like these ones, where you literally, one client is worth 52 grand, pay 10K, a little 12K cash that you can sell, right? But like, you won't sell this if you're going to a client and be like, hey, I'll run paid ads for you. It is not going to work. It is not going to work. You need something, you need to become more, okay? In order for you to charge this much or to even help your clients see great results. Mario Gonzalez, I'll talk about his case study later, but he's doing 18K per week now, pacing 72K a month, when 6 months ago he was at his six-figure job. I believe he was a manager. I don't know if it was at a restaurant or if it was in what business, but he's killing it, right? But I could go on and on for wins, but we would spend all day here, right? So let me just go back to it. Our own transformation. If you're new here, my story is really simple. I was like every other person online. I was in the basement for a good year. In that basement, I used to turn off all the lights. I would put that Porsche GT2 RS in the background, and I would just go into every single course that you can mention. Iman Gadzhi's Consulting Accelerator by Sam Ovens, Nick Cosman stuff. And now, a lot of these courses I did not buy, right? But at least I took action and made them something that I turned them into something valuable. I used to go to the car dealership and would get excited to get a Mercedes. Maybe a little AMG would do the trick. And I was so stressed with the payment of this car. I think back then when I went to the dealership, it was like $1,500 a month. I was like, what the hell? Like, this is literally rent money for some people. How can I make sense of it? And I wasn't making much money. In 2020, I made 12 grand from the business. This was after 4 months of quitting my job. I was working a 9 to 5, then I quit in July here. So I didn't make any money up until like September, right, of 2020. And then that year I made 12 grand. It felt like good money because I was making 29K at the end of the year at my 9 to 5. So 12K is like almost 50% of additional cash flow. So I was like, hey, I just doubled almost like added half of my my income. So that was good. But things changed in 2021 when I got my first real win and I got to 10K per month, right? I made my first 10K per month in January of 2021. And that same year, I also went on to hit 100K per month. But I just wanted to add this because when I did collect 10K in 4 weeks, I sent this screenshot to my aunt and I was like, hey, I just hit 10K. And she was like, whoa, you still want me to go to school? She was like, yes, of course. I was like, okay. So like, my advice to anyone here who has family, don't ever ask them for anything. Don't ask them for advice. Just love them as they are and just, keep the wins to yourself. That year, I ended the year at, I think, 450K in revenue with maybe 60% margins. And, it's pretty good to go from 12K a year to almost $500,000. So that was good. And, I started collecting like 15K a week, 10K days, and I was still driving my little, $2,000 Mazda, right? Probably the most exciting car. If you have a Mazda, if maybe you can invite me to drive it sometimes. I love it. But it was stick, so it was a stick, like it was manual, so it wasn't automatic. So that was what made it the most exciting car ever. And after that, I ended up moving in my own apartment because I realized that staying at home was going to be the thing that's going to keep me from because I would go home and then my dad would be like, "Hey, please clean the dishes." I'm like, "Brother, I'm trying to change our lives. You're trying to make me clean the dishes?" So I was like, you know what? At this point, let me sacrifice a little bit of the money I'm making to go create my own space. And I ended up moving in this. This was my first apartment, and I was so excited for it. Right, the bridge lit up at night, so I was like, those date nights are gonna be fun because there was a balcony, and that balcony was fun. But anyway, so went from this apartment to making my first $500,000 a month in 2022, right? I think last year we'd made over 2.5 million, so maybe 2.6 something, a few millions. Last year was my first year where I actually made multiple millions in a single year. And the year before, again, I did almost 500,000, and then the following year I did multiple millions. And I just recently moved into this little penthouse, and yeah, it just gives me more. But it's, guys, do you see the theme? Just get an office. When you move in, just get a desk and get a computer, and I promise you, your life is going to change in ways that you can't fathom, right? And yeah, now we just travel sometimes with a team every at least once a year, a few times a year, and we go enjoy life. We're going to Spain in 4 weeks. I'm doing a retreat there, and yeah, rented this pretty beautiful place and a few other villas. Rented 3 villas, and it's going to be sick. If you stay till the end, you may end up in Spain with us. So I would love for you guys to see what bonuses I have at the end, because I think you guys are going to love it, right? So before we start, do me a favor, okay? This is something that I want to ask everyone here. Allow yourself to change. I can't tell you how much this is important, but I've seen countless, like I've helped a lot of people change. I've helped a lot of people grow their businesses. But the thing that keeps most people broke, and when I say broke, I mean, if you're not clearing at least $1 million a year, you're broke, right? The thing that keeps most people from growing is the fact that when they face problems, instead of noticing that the way that they're behaving is the thing that's keeping them from growing and changing, they're like, "Oh, this strategy does not work. Oh, this thing does not work." No, it's not that it does not work. It's because when you see that something that does not work, you keep banging your head against the wall instead of just changing the path. If you're in a business where you're stuck at 20K a month for 4 years, for 5 years, what are you waiting for before you give up on that business? Let it go. You need to learn to let go of stuff that aren't great, because if you don't, you'll be stuck all your life in the same position. Everyone here has the potential to grow and change their lives, but you got to be willing to give up something. If you don't learn to give up something, you're going to remain stuck. Okay. Next thing is get rid of all distractions, right? You owe it to yourself to change your life. Therefore, the discomfort of finding your urges of fast dopamine, if you want to check your Instagram, if you want to check this, if you want to check these, no, get that, turn it all off, right? And then, of course, today I want to do a little something different. Take a story of this screen of this Webby happening and just tag me on socials, right? And just tag me on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. And I'll be picking an actual. I'll be doing a giveaway next week, July 1st, to give away one of our programs. Right? I want to do like a $5,000 ACB program giveaway because we're not selling it anymore. So I'd love to give you guys to pick a winner. So if you can just tag me on story, that would be really sick. And then take notes. What I'm sharing today can change everything for you, but you need to remember it first. All right, cool. Let's get into it. So the growth formula. Before I share the growth formula, I have a question for you guys. Can you explain to me how, with all the information out there, around scaling a business? How are people still struggling to experience their first win or simply start earning millions of dollars every single year? Just put the answer in the chat. I'll look at the chats real quick. I just want give me your ideas. Give me your best ideas. Product market fit. Okay. Product market fit could be it. Too much information, limiting beliefs, analysis paralysis, lack of application. Nice. Urgency and actions, competition, more than addictions. For sure. There's a lot of them. People get stuck on mental masturbation, don't take action. Love it. Lack of focus. Not knowing how to deliver is the answer. Okay. Interesting. Wrong business model. Not being a 7-figure leverage consultant. Failure to take action. Lack team resources. Pretty girls. Yeah, I could agree to that. What they said. Okay, perfect. Let me walk you guys through it. I've spent the last decade trying to find a simple framework to explain why it's so hard for most people to become successful. At first, we think that information is what will make us successful. Therefore, we keep investing our money, but most importantly, our attention in learning new stuff, right? How many people here spend all day long on YouTube and just learning everything from Hormozy, from me, from literally every day? You're probably smarter than us, but you still can't make $1 million to save your own life, right? I believe that based on the state of entrepreneurship today, the failure rate is even higher today due to how many entrepreneurs are being created by every day by Iman Gadzhi, right? So every event he makes, he probably throws like thousands and thousands of agencies in the mix. And most of them are, all they do is just look at his reels with his cigars with 15 girls, and they're like, oh my God, I want to be like Iman. And then they want to start a business. I'm like, that's not how you should start a business. You should not look at someone's lifestyle and be like, oh, wow, this is why I should start an agency, right? Luckily, I'm coming to save everyone, thank God, because I've found the formula to creating success consistently, right? And when I say I'm coming to save everyone, I genuinely mean it, okay? In the same week, so I heard two great thinkers. It was like 2 weeks ago. I heard these two great thinkers share something that is super important, and it led me to creating a formula around growth, right? The first guy was Alex Hormozy. Some of you guys may know him, founder of acquisition.com. I think his portfolio is now doing at least 200 million a year. So he has a bunch of companies that he's partnered up. He has equity in, and they're making, good millions. 20 mil, 15 mil a month is not bad, right? Adam Robinson, author, educator, entrepreneur, hedge fund advisor. If you guys don't know this guy, I highly suggest you guys take a listen. You can find him on the podcast called Knowledge Project, right? I'll just plug this podcast because it was something that, it helps me think. It helps to improve my decision making, okay? Now, what is the growth formula? Here it is. Growth only comes from two variables: the rate of learning and the rate of change, okay? And please keep this, take a moment to stop and understand this, because once you understand this, you want to make 10 million a year, you want to make 100 million a year, you want to make 500 grand a year, that's going to become a choice. But until you understand these two variables, you're not going to make it inevitable for you not to win, okay? So here are the definitions. Rate of learning is really simple. It's simply how much quality information are you taking in and how fast is that cycle, right? So it's like, how fast are you learning? So how fast are you going through iterations of learning? And how fast, essentially, what is the cycle? And then rate of change is how fast do you start a new behavior or activity as soon as you get new data, new information, and inputs, okay? Let me use this graph to try to kind of explain it. Most people, this is what happens. When most people are trying to grow their business, this is what happens. They stay on this rate of learning. Their rate of learning is super high. They're learning how to make 10K per month, and then they figure it out. Then they learn how to make 100 grand a month. Then they figure it out. They learn how to make 500K a month. Then they figure it out. If you were to ask me, how do I make 5 mil a month? I could literally show you a breakdown of how to make 5 million a month. the level at which I'm in business is not really equal to the rate of learning. Like I know a lot more than I'm making today, right? And funny enough, it's the same thing that keeps us all stuck. It's this line here, the rate of change. Even if you know how to make 500K a month, you're not going to make 500K a month. It is impossible until you behave as someone who makes 500K per month. So a lot of you guys spend a lot of time here, but when it comes to changing, you guys are still behaving like someone who makes 10K per month. And you guys wonder, oh, why am I still stuck? Well, because you're not behaving like the person who makes 100 grand a month. You're not behaving like someone who has 500 grand a month business, right? Everyone has their whole focus on the wrong thing, which is the rate of learning. Not understanding that only great outcome that comes from having a lot of knowledge is the following. Okay, so check this out. For everyone who keeps learning stuff, this is what you end up like. You end up like a teacher teaching in class. I'm not saying that teaching in class is bad, but this guy, although he has like algorithmic stuff behind him, if you asked him to actually how to implement this in the real world, he probably wouldn't know how because he spent a decade learning stuff. This guy too, he's happy, he's teaching people, changing society, right? But if you want to create wealth, it's not just about learning. It's about rate of change, right? So if your goal is to create wealth, focus on the rate of change, okay? It's the only variable that really matters. Action and new behaviors is what turns you into a natural born leader. With one simple action, you can hire all the experts you need. So the quantity of information isn't as important as the quality and the leverage it provides you. So most of you guys are learning, how do I do this? How is not important, right? You need leverage even on the information that you consume. So as an example, you can either go 15 years of school to get a doctoral degree, or you can learn how to build or own a school or a hospital and leverage skills like raising capital, hiring frameworks, how to create a brand. And you can own doctors, or you can spend 15 years to become a doctor. It's one of these actions provides you with infinitely more leverage than the other path. Okay. The same formula also applies for to also define intelligence. When Hormozy used this formula, he was trying to explain like, hey, how do you actually define intelligence? Someone who is smart does the following: they acquire knowledge and skills faster than anyone else, and they change their behavior even faster. So meaning, if I'm sitting here, when I was sitting here and when I was sitting in the basement, right? Let me try to show you. When I was here, the reason why I went from this to now just doing the same thing, but in a penthouse, is because when I got the information, I did not just sit there and be like, and start making YouTube videos around, hey guys, so this is how you should do this. No, I was actively running the experiments in real life. But most people are still stuck here in this phase, and it pisses me off. So that's why I kind of like wanted to make sure you guys understand this. If at the end of this webby you don't change your actions, ask yourself, am I a little dumb? Because if you don't change and you know better, what are you doing, right? But here is what's even more important. Now that you guys know the rate, what creates success, these two variables, then this is what happens. Okay. Understanding what makes it unreasonable for someone not to be successful, it provides a 7-figure leverage consultant or any service provider out there who follows our frameworks around creating our offers with a great sales angle. You don't just provide someone with the insights they need, but you build them the infrastructure that systematically changes their behavior. Okay? Let me repeat this. This means that with this new variable, this growth formula, what you can do is you can go to the marketplace, okay? Communicate the same formula around growth and tell them, hey, to change, to grow, you need two things. You need to be learning good things, learning it faster than anybody else, but also you need to be changing your behavior. By the way, if you work with me, I'm going to solve this, but I'm going to solve this even better for you. When you work with us, your rate of learning goes high through the roof. But most importantly, the rate of change, we take care of it for you. So now when you go to a prospect, you can literally tell a prospect, hey, why you want to go to, let's say, I don't know, 250K a month? Well, why aren't you already there? And then when they try to be like, oh, but no, I don't know. No, you'd be like, hey, you know what you need to do, but your behaviors aren't aligned with the goal. So hire me and let me change everything for you. So now if someone believes, or if anyone on this call, let's say, if you're someone who believes that the growth comes from new insights and new behavior, but you're stuck at 10K per month, and I offer you the following: 100K a month data, insights, and knowledge, and the infrastructure, meaning the talent, the people, the systems, the softwares that will systematically create the new behaviors and activities to get to 100K a month. Why would you say no to that? If you believe in this thesis around growth, then you automatically buy the service, because you know that, like, hey, you're stuck at 10K per month. Something has to change, right? This is the same sales angle that has allowed me and will keep allowing me to make millions of dollars in the future. Client acquisition that I provides solutions to the two variables that create success. While everyone is stuck overwhelming you with new information, we simplify the knowledge and build the infrastructures that make it unreasonable for you not to grow, right? This sales angle will allow anyone who leverages our 7FLC model to dominate the space that they're in. We've leveraged this with our member of the 100, Steve, to help him close his first 5-figure deal, right? So he was previously selling multiple services. He had an agency, he had a coaching business, and he was collecting 5K for his coaching offer, working every day, right? And today he's charging 10K or more. His close rate is through the roof, even at a higher cost, at a higher price, due to the positioning of his offer. And he can now afford to remove himself and hire talent because he has higher profit margins, right? And so I think this is the second month that he's in the hundreds. He hit 30K. He got his first official payment at the 10K price, and hit 30K mid-month, and now he's at 48K, I believe. And his goal is to try to hit like 100K. He has a Webby coming up, so I think he has a good shot, right? I don't know if Steve is on the call today. Steve, are you on the call? Because I don't know if he is on the call. 1 second. All right, cool. Can someone give Steve the ability to jump? Can someone unmute Steve, please? I want to kind of like get him to share his kind of like how this thesis around offers and how to change people's lives has allowed him to create a better offer. And also he's been going crazy with meetings, right? 7 calls booked every day, right? So Steve, you want to kind of like share your experience of like how, what has changed from us helping you reposition your offer to you helping the people of your niche, kind of like how we would also help them, like client acquisition would normally for service providers.
Yeah. First off, thanks for having me here. Probably like many of you, I running an agency, trying to, like, I've been at this for a little while, and I've invested in myself a lot, and working with Serge and his team has kind of been one of the best investments that I've made. I'm not lying. I've spent a lot of money on different coaches and programs and gurus and stuff. And I'll tell you one of the reasons why is, like, one is I feel like when I work with client acquisition and this program, like, I feel like I have a team behind me. It feels like Serge's team is my team, and I feel like I'm not alone, even though that I have a team. Like, I have a high level team that's kind of like my executive team behind me, and it feels really, really good to not be going at this alone. I see, Haisam and Katie and KC and, Belle, they're part of my team, and it feels really good. The other thing is, I'm getting the mindset of like what made Serge tick. And you know, there's only so much that you could get from the videos and the podcasts, but to be able to get like, you know, little glimpses of insights as to how he's thinking. The most that I, you know, I built a $500,000 business, and the most that I ever made was 70K in a month. And now I feel like, even though I'm not 100K, like I have the mindset of 100K, and I'm like confident that my offer is so frigging clear. It's only a matter of time. And you know, that hustle that most of you guys have, where you're like, oh, I need to catch it now. I need to do it now. I need to bring in 10K. I need that stripe hit. I need to, like, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter whether it's tomorrow or next month or next year. It's going to happen as long as I put in the work. The third thing is I get customized strategies. And I see Katie's here. I don't know if I shut her up, but like, there's so much talent in this, in their ecosystem and world. It's and then I'm learning about the impact of leverage. I know Serge mentioned it before, but like leverage, like true leverage. You know, I just hired a growth specialist who's killing it for me. I just hired a closer. They start on Tuesday, and I was closing everything myself. But there's only so much time that we have ourselves as business owners. There's only, you can't do everything at all. And it's kind of selfish enough for you to like want to keep all of your money. Like you have to like make a lot of money, and you have to like share it with people, and you got to change people's lives. And there's just like this feeling of, I mean, like wanting to build like a solo business laptop is whack to me. It's like, you got to change lives. You got like, everybody's got to eat because of you. That's the mindset that I have. And then the last thing is I just get hands-on activity with my business. So I'm just actively working on different parts of growing my business. Is that helpful, Serge?
Yeah. One thing that I wanted to kind of like go to though is really the offer, like the offer that you, because before you were selling at 5K, right? And kind of like when we went through the exercise of kind of like solving for every single variable of that would keep your market from scaling, how has the shift been from you selling this new offer versus the old one? How like
So the
that's
old one,
yeah.
the old one, so when I first joined even the $500,000, I was selling a 3K product. And then within the first month, I raised it to 5K. And I brought in like an extra 20K that month just from that. And you believe it was easier selling a 5K offer than a 3K offer.
Yeah.
And then when I went to 10K, the offer, it was just like a mindset shift, because I was like, whoa, to double the price. And so we worked together with the team and Serge to like restructure like how I'm offering. And it's kind of like what he's saying. It's like, instead of doing, I'm helping people become the types of in my audience, the types of business leaders that they aspire to be through my offer. Like become a leader, become a marketer, become a true owner, instead of just saying, because like everybody sells SEO and PPC and whatever. But like, you know, with my new offer, it's like, I'm building and installing a marketing department in businesses. And so it's like a shift. I'm not, and the level of conversations that I'm having with people is very different. And people are like, whoa, I can't afford this, but I gotta find a way to afford this, which is wild.
And just to give you guys context, Steve helps builders. So people who build, I mean, Steve, you can share your niche.
Yeah, I work with like woodworkers and contractors and lumber people. It's a very specific niche.
Yeah.
And so that's who I work with. Yeah.
Yeah. So what essentially we did is when Steve, because you know, at 5K guys, like I've told this and say this in the last web, if you're selling anything under 10K, either LTV, like if your LTV is less than 10K, please just go. I don't know what I can say, but like I have a spare bedroom, just come live with me. I'll pay for your rent. There's no point in selling anything under 10K. Like, for the love of God, please, guys, do me a favor. Go back to your drawing board. Ask yourself, how can I sell 10K or more? Right? And what we did with Steve is like, I was like, man, at 5K price, it's like, okay, let's look at acquisition. How much is a growth team going to need to be paid? How much is a VA need to be paid? You need to be removed from your business. You need to pay for systems. You need to pay for us. We're not cheap. What are you left with? You can't, like, you're not left with much money. But if we double it to 10K, you can afford as many clients as you need, because the clients pay for the next client, and then the client pays for the next. So now it's a flywheel effect around. It's so high ticket that you have enough margins to buy as many clients as you need, right? So how we did it is really simple. Steve solves for the rate of learning, variable number one. But variable number two, he solves for the rate of change for these woodworkers. He comes in, builds their offer. He actually also increases the ticket price for the products that they're selling, helps them install their lead gen system, their content editing team, a VA to edit the content. And then when you come to him as a woodworker and you see Steve, he's like, hey, I'll make your price higher ticket so you can have better margins. I'll install a lead gen system in-house. And then I also get someone to make sure your content is dialed in, so you have actually people seeing your products for 10K. Even people making less than 10K a month are like, oh my God, here is money. Take it, right? And that's how, to get to 100K a month with a 10K price, there's only 10 people to sell a month. Really easy to do, right? But no, Steve, thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, cool, guys. Let's get back to it. But yeah, no, Steve was the first member of the hundreds, and we're having a lot of fun kind of like going at it together, right? Now, creating your offer, leveraging first principle reasoning. So I kind of like want to essentially just explain this even a bit better. So what is first principles thinking? First principles thinking is an approach to problem solving that involves breaking down a complex problem into its fundamental principles or basic truths, and then reevaluating the problem from those foundational principles. Instead of relying on conventional wisdom or existing assumptions, first principles thinking encourages questioning and challenging those assumptions to arrive at innovative solutions. So as an example, and this is kind of like, this is like an analogy you can use, right? So if you were to kind of like look at, hey, what makes up a molecule, right? What boiling problems down to their most fundamental truths is literally this. You look at quarks are the fundamental particles that make up a protons, which along neutrons form the nucleus of an atom. Atom consists of nucleus, which contains protons and neutrons and an electron cloud. Molecules, on the other hand, are formed when atoms chemically combine, sharing or transferring electrons. Molecules are larger structures compared to the individual atoms, and are composed of multiple atoms bonded together. So what we're trying to do when we're creating offers, we're not just trying to figure out like, okay, what is a molecule? No, we're trying to see like, hey, what makes up a molecule? What makes up an atom? What makes the nucleus? And what makes up protons? And I promise you guys, once you guys go about creating your offers this way, holy shit, is it easy to make money. Like actually easy, right? So check this out. When we're creating offers, this is kind of like the process I would personally follow. I'm gonna zoom in even more. So this is the old way. This is what most people do when they're creating offers, because I see a lot of people who try to copy what we do, and I see a lot of people who copy what our clients are doing and things like that. But this is what most people do. They look at what your competitors are doing, or look at what their competitors are doing, and they see what they're selling, and they just copy. Literally. So as an example, someone will look at, oh, we do appointment setting, and then they'll start an appointment setting agency. They'll look at the sales angle and they'll take just that and then think that they can go to the marketplace and make money. Unfortunately, you're not going to make money by becoming an appointment setting agency or a paid ads agency or a short form content agency. If your level of thinking is only capped to, oh, I've seen this person sell this and they're making a lot of money, so let me go sell the same thing and then I'm going to be rich. Holy shit, are you going to be faced with a lot of pain, right? Instead, this is how you should go about it. You start with the end, with the core thing, with this thing, this quark thing. I don't even know what quark is, but you start with the quark. And you start with the quark, you understand, hey, what are the things that drive behavior? Like what are the underlying desires that make up society as it is, right? You learn psychology and understand on an evolutionary basis what drives humans to do anything. Most people will do something for the following, because for their physiological needs: breathing, food, water, shelter, clothing, sleep. People will take action for these things for good, forever. Safety and security. People want health, employment, property, family, and sociability. And then a layer on top of that is people want love and belonging. People want friendships. People want, want a family, intimacy, sense of connection. And then the next level above that is they need self-esteem, confidence, achievement. And then the top of the top is self-actualization, right? Now, then you build this, you understand this. Then you go into like, okay, cool. Let's say I go into a SaaS market. What are they trying to do with their SaaS? Oh, they're trying to make money. Okay, cool. And then you understand like, hey, where are they here? Maybe they just they've already surpassed these first 3 levels. Maybe they're just looking for self-esteem. They want to achieve something. They want to build something great. Okay. Now, this is where most people mess up at. They don't understand why the market is buying what they're buying and how they prefer receiving it. You need to understand the wants of the market, right? And for me, the way that I like to do it is I literally like to use YouTube. I like to look at what is the most viral thing online right now. That tells me a lot about what the market wants. And it also tells me a lot about how they want it, right? Until I understand what the market wants, I will not really create any offer. Like I could care less. Like I would never start with like, oh, I saw someone selling this, so let me go sell it. No, I need to understand, hey, the person I'm selling to, why do they want something in the first place? I start with the core, like the core basic desire that they have, right? It is crucial to define value before you start creating an offer. Without a clear definition of what's valuable for someone, you'll leave a lot of money on the table by offering them less value. So the questions you need to ask yourself when you're creating your offer: what does the person want? Why do they want it? When do they want it? How do they want to receive it? Okay. Answering these questions gives you a good basis of creating your offer, since all you have to do is literally give people what they want. Position yourself and the thing itself, so the service or the product, so it appeals to the reasons they want it for. You don't want to sell a Porsche 911 and position it as a car you bring your kids to school in. Like there's no person who goes to buy a 911 because they want to drive their kids to school. Maybe me, I would do that, but not most people, right? The next thing is, this is what most people also do. They're trying to sell a Porsche out of this dealership. Who here would buy a Porsche from here? Would you buy a service if you came and bought it here? No. You can't be like, oh, I sell a 50K offer, but I sell it from here. Or I sell a Bugatti from here. Nobody's actually going to even come on this road. At least not the people can actually afford what you have to sell. So it is super important to position yourself and the thing so it appeals to the reasons they want it for, and that it actually looks like the thing they want, right? Give them what they want when they want it. Most of the time, it's as fast as possible. Nobody wants to wait to get what they want. And then figure out the level of effort that the clients wants to invest in the thing they want. And if you've read the $100 million offer by Hormozi, you've probably seen the value equation. What do people want? The perceived likelihood of achievement, which is nobody's going to buy a Porsche here because, like, what kind of Porsche am I going to get from here? The way that this place looks, the perceived likelihood is not really good. Time delay is like, how fast do they want it? And then efforts, I don't want to work hard to get what I want. I just want to chill and just get it. That's value, right? But even without having read the book, using first principle reasoning, you can come up with the value equations. People want what they want when they want it without doing anything to get it. They don't want to expend any energy from the person they trust the most and who understands their needs the best. Okay. And here's where most founders go wrong. And let me know if this is helpful, guys. In the chat, anybody, is this good? Is this good stuff? Document is needed more than anything. Love it. All right, cool. Let's get back to it because I'm just getting started, to be honest. So this is where most founders go wrong. Here's how courses that everyone here has gone through, because I think a lot of you guys have gone through courses. Here's why you're still stuck. Okay. You're still stuck because when you go to the marketplace and you're like, okay, I do short form content, or I do pay Facebook ad, or I do Twitter automations, or I do LinkedIn automations, or, I could care less what you do, right? You were sold the mechanism and you're trying to go to the marketplace and be like, hey guys, I can take you from here to here with this. Not realizing that this cannot actually get someone here, right? I've seen some of the brightest entrepreneurs fail to grow their business. And when I say smart, guys, I mean, oh my God, some of the smartest people can't grow a business to save their own lives because they don't understand this, right? They don't understand that in order for you to close 30% of all prospects you speak with, you can't afford to not offer them a solution that answers and that solves all the problems of the 4 components that make up value in their mind. What they want, perceived that likelihood of achieving it, time delay, which is speed, and how easy is it to get it, right? Unfortunately, that's what most founders do. They go around promising people what they want, giving it to them how they want it. But when it comes to the variables like, hey, get to them when they want it, or simply showing up online as someone who can guarantee results, they do nothing about it. Therefore, they remain average, getting average results, making average money, living an average life. If your offer is this to your marketplace, I can 100% bet that you're living an average life. I can 1,000% guarantee you that you're not making as much money as you should be making. Okay. And today, hopefully, please let's change it. Let's change it, please. Okay. If you want to live an above average life and become an above average entrepreneur, build the mechanism that bridges the whole gap. There's no more, oh, I'm just a Facebook ad agency. There's no more, oh, I'm just a short form content agency. There's no more, oh, I'm just an appointment setting agency. No. Nobody cares about appointments if you can't solve the problems that come before and after, right? Don't cut any corners if you really want to be one of one. Promise someone what they want. Figure out how to get it to them faster than anyone in your industry. And this is probably one of the most important moat, competitive edge that you can think about. How do you get someone faster than anyone else in the industry? And then what you want to do next is create social proof and content online that shows them that you are the one, and deliver the thing without needing much of your prospect's effort. Your clients, whether your clients do something or not, they should still be winning. Okay. And if you guys look at Amazon, guess what? This is what they did. Amazon looked at the e-commerce trend and was like, you know what? What if we could build a platform that solves every single thing for an e-commerce brand? They take care of customer service. They take care of the audience. They literally already own the audience. They pack the boxes for you. They deliver the boxes for you. They have a website. You don't need a website. They've built these solutions, tech, AWS, to solve cloud problems for these people. And now third-party sellers represent, I believe, 60% of Amazon's revenue, over $120 billion in revenue per year. And you know what? You know how much money Amazon makes from this? They literally take like 30% of everything. Why? Because they've solved they've bridged the gap completely. You want to see what creating good offers is? Become Amazon, right? They bridge the whole gap. The only thing you need to do is just buy products, ship them from whatever, China, Mexico, or states, it doesn't matter. Send them to one of the FBA place. They'll even keep the boxes for you. You don't even need I forget what they're called, where people who are in e-com have like a storage facility. They don't even need storage. Amazon has the storage, right? And for me personally, if I'm gonna copy someone, I'm gonna copy Amazon. So so this is how I'm playing the game. I'm if you know I'm building every single thing that everyone who's running anything related to scaling companies needs. Softwares, outbound prospecting. You want to know how to do outbound prospecting on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram? You got it. We have data on over, I would say, like 2,000 outbound campaigns. Not we have it's not like we have had 2,000 clients, or some people call them students. No, it's like we have launched over 2,000 outreach campaigns. That means we set up the messaging, we set up the outreach workflow, we set up the setter, we like 1,000 times over, right? And that gives us insane amount of data around so many niches. We have the people. You want to build a growth team? We got that. You want to leverage setters? We have 21,000 setters. You want the scaling protocol? So let's say you help coaches and consultants, and you're like, hey, Serge, I'm struggling to help my clients win. I'll be like, hey, man, let me show you our new growth thesis. Go ahead and implement it for your clients. So we have even the protocol that you need to serve your own clients. If you were in e-com, it would literally be like, hey, we have the winning products, if I can use that as an example. I just hired a new CMO, Casey. You guys, I'm going to get him to talk a little bit. Where now we're running paid acquisition for our clients, or helping them run it for their own clients. Systems, just hired a new COO, and we're building, multiple seven-figure systems when it comes to the B2B/service world, right? Online, and we also have the audience. Okay. But guys, this is how you play the game, right? Bridge the whole gap. No in between. Okay. Anybody has any questions about this? All clear. Beautiful. Let's keep running. We need the document. Why you want the document, Hazaif? You gotta pay for the document, don't you? Okay, cool. So building your mechanism and choosing the right mechanism, or no, choosing the right market segment. So we had a client, a new member of the hundreds, join. He's a real estate coach. He sells, he helps people get on Airbnb in the Belgian market. And initial situation is he's spending 10K a month on ads and collecting 20K cash collected with 50K in revenue. And I was like, hey, man, like your model breaks. I'm sorry, but your business breaks if you keep doing this, right? He was selling a 5K offer here. Guys, do you guys keep seeing the trend? If you're collecting 5K from a client, oh my God, I don't even know. I mean, if you're selling a course, if you're Iman Gadzi and you sell 20 videos for 5K, oh my God, good job. Congratulations. You could make billions of dollars. But if you're not Iman Gadzi with 2 million subscribers, stop trying to learn from the people who are not in the same position as you. Okay. For us, we actually need to solve problems. And you know what's funny? This is a tangent. Don't you guys think that Jeff Bezos could have created a course? Why do you guys think that Jeff Bezos didn't create a course business? Anybody has an answer? Why did you guys think that Jeff Bezos created a course business after he'd built a 1 billion a day business? Anybody has any answer? Opportunity cost, okay. Keeps his knowledge, okay. Because he was shy on camera. That's true. That could be it. So let me try to give you guys this lesson here. Information becomes information loses value as soon as it is consumed. Information loses value as soon as it is consumed. Meaning, a course business is not a business. It's like going to the casino and winning. You can't really, you can't really be like, oh, I'm a business owner because I go to the casino and I bet my $20 and I make $40, or sometimes I lose 60. That's not a business. I want you guys to understand that a business is something that consistently provides value month after month. Amazon is invaluable for hundreds of thousands of e-commerce stores. Let me repeat this. Amazon is invaluable for hundreds and hundreds of e-commerce stores. And this has nothing to do with me taking a shot at Iman, but when you buy from Iman once a course, Iman is not providing you any more value. So therefore, he can't really charge you month after month. So that's not a business. That's not a business. It's like a cash cow. It's like get rich quick, right? You want to get rich quick? Cool, sell courses. You may make $10 here and there. Or if you're Iman, you can make millions on a weekend, but you don't have the audience. So do everything you can to build something that provides value month after month to the point where people never want to leave you. Well, leaving you would actually cost them more money, okay? So for this client, not offering high ticket enough, not delivering much value, right? And serving the wrong market segment. He was helping people who want to get into real estate. I was like, that's not really the right people you should be serving. So what we did is we built a 10K offer. I love 10K offers, guys. I ain't gonna lie, right? And then we chose a new segment of the market, restructured his acquisition model to make it more efficient, right? And how do we build offers? I'll kind of like show you guys real quick how we do it. So this is kind of like how we do it. This is for one of our partners. The first thing I do when I'm looking and when I'm trying to, bridge the gap, I want to build an offer that bridges the whole gap. So how do I do it? I do something called a pre-mortem. A pre-mortem is when you work at a hospital and someone dies, they do a post-mortem, right? They'll like, hey, why did we fail to save this patient? What happened? What went wrong? And they'll make a list of everything that went wrong and improve it moving forward. Now, we don't want to do a post-mortem. Post-mortem is after you're dead. We want to do a pre-mortem before you die. But now we're doing it when it comes to offers. So what we do is we're like, hey, what would keep your clients from not living the life that they want to be living? So this is a client who does paid ads. He helps people make like $500K a month with their paid acquisition. He was making $50K a month when he joined. He worked with us. We made the list. Hey, someone not getting enough leads, someone getting a low opt-in rate, someone getting a low show rate, bad CTR for ads, no goodwill trust created, no CRM, closing rate is bad. So we made a list of all these things, and this is what we do. Then we are like, okay, cool. We need to solve everything. Then we make a list of the mechanism that would avoid us from having this failure scenario. Okay. So these are all the things that in his offer can be introduced. So he does what? So he makes it unreasonable for this person not to fully experience this desired situation. Okay. And then we go into more steps, which is like, we're like, hey, the delivery process, are we going to do done for you? Are we going to do done with you? Consulting? Or, maybe TBD, right? Not sure. And then we also want to work on, hey, what is the impact level of each thing? We don't want to work on the things that have a low impact, but responsibility, like, hey, do you already have someone who can do it in-house? Do you have someone who can priority, delivery, complexity? So I'll walk you guys through this after, but this is really what I want you guys to focus on. It's this part here. Failure scenarios, then build everything that can solve each thing from happening, right? So it's like you literally look at, hey, what could kill someone? And you build everything that will keep them from dying by solving each problem that would actually push them to death or failure, right? And we did the same thing for this client in the Belgium market, right? No, this is not it. Did I put the wrong? Yeah, I put the same doc twice. I should have put the wrong one. But I would have showed you guys the Belgium thing, but we won't do it right now. Now, what we do, so this is how we build 10K offers. We solve for every scenario, right? And then the next thing we do is we pick the right segment of the marketplace to serve. I'm sure you guys have heard a lot of people say, hey, your TAM or your market dictates how successful you are. Yes, I think it is true. If you serve a market that does not want, or that is bad, you're never going to be successful, even if you're the smartest person on earth, right? So we also help our clients pick the by the way, this is something we're going to be helping with even in our flagship program. So not even the hundreds, you get access to this stuff when you work with us, because we want everyone working in the best um targeting the best market. So I'll show you guys an example. So let's say there are 4 segments of the marketplace: people making below 10K a month, people making 50K a month or less, people between 100K and 500K, people making $6 million a year or more. Okay. What we want to do is, hey, who can get the best return on investment from experiencing our services? And then we want to be like, oh, which segment of the market experiences the most results? Is the person who's above 6 million a year the one who can get the biggest return? If they are, cool. Then you put these 4 points or 5 points. Then you want to go over the next thing. It's like, hey, who can effortlessly afford this return, this service? And then you're like, well, the person who's making less than 10K a month is actually can't afford it, right? The person who is making, below 50K a month, okay, cool. They can somewhat afford it. The person who's making 100K a month, yeah, they can afford it easily. So we can kind of like put, these 4 here. But we know that people making 6 million a year or more can definitely afford it, right? And then we want to also look at, hey, who can we almost guarantee results for? Then we also want to pick the same thing. And the last thing, which is also super important, is we want to pick who can we easily find. If you cannot find the people, it is pointless to go after them. And this is why, if you look at this here, people who are above 500K a month, even though they can get the biggest ROI, even though they can effortlessly afford it, even though you can guarantee them results, unfortunately, it's pretty hard to find people making $6 million a year or more. So what that means is the overall score is we're not going after this market segment whatsoever. And this is why I keep hearing people, service providers, come to me and they're like, hey, Serge, I need better qualified leads. I'm like, brother, nobody has been able to find them in over 1,000 years. Why do you think you can? Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get it why people don't get it. Like, it's sometimes if you can't find someone, it's useless to go after them. If you cannot find the most beautiful wife who's going to also build your business for you, don't find that wife. Just find another wife. Okay? Like, find the thing you can find. Okay? So this is literally something we're going to start working. So some clients who are on this call, you guys can see that this is something that is new. We've just been building some stuff, right? But this is something that we're going to start working our clients through, right? Does this help finding someone who you can find thing? But yeah, these are like how we find the best, this is how we find the segments of the markets that work. So again, build a better offer by looking at all the failure scenarios, pick the right segment by using the thing. I'm sure you guys can copy paste something and figure out how to recreate it, or you can just come and work with us. So serving the wrong market is the fastest way to make sure you never succeed, irrespective of what you do for them, right? So look at this. What I do, when I do it for myself, I can easily make $5 to $10 million a year, right? And I can easily charge myself 150K to 250K a year to do it for myself. Let's say I found my client acquisition and I wasn't leading client acquisition that IO, and I find someone who's making 50K a month. I'll be like, hey man, like I actually know how to scale this thing to $6 million a year. Are you okay with me helping you? When I go sell to that person, I'm not going to charge 10 grand. I'm going to charge 150 grand to $250,000 a year just to do it it could even be on a consultative basis, right? But look at this issue. What I do for someone making less than 5K a month, let's say they can maybe, if they replicate everything that I do like really well, at below 5K a month, the potential of them really seeing like it's impossible for them to experience this right away. It's impossible. But they have a potential of, let's say, 300, 500K a year. Like you can easily take everything we do and go make $500,000 a year. But like, unfortunately, because the probability of it happening is low, and they're not necessarily going to get the biggest ROI, I can only charge 15 grand for it or so, 15 to 20K, right? So this is the difference. Same service, same protocol, same everything, but because I served broke people, I have to charge lower. If I serve someone who's already at who's more advanced, I can charge 10 times as much, right? And priority matrix, I'll kind of like show you guys this last one. And this one is really good. So this is how we go about deciding how we go about taking action in any of the businesses that we work in with our partners in the hundreds. We set up, so I wrote these as examples. So introduce a conditional guarantee is something that you can do to kind of like improve your offer, right? You can increase the ticket price. This improves what pricing, and then launch Instagram as an acquisition channel is something we can do. Start placing editors in-house to make the offer more attractive. Launch price increase promo cycle, right? So these are all activities that we can do to help a company grow, right? Or help them get more leads and things like that. Now, how do we decide what to focus on first? This is super important, guys. So please pay attention. Everyone here has the same insight, the same knowledge, but dependent on how you take action, some people are going to see results faster than others. And so that means that like the way you grow is not just knowing what to do, it's also knowing how to prioritize the most important thing. So for us, what we do is we look at two things. And by the way, I learned this from acquisition.com. When I went to Vegas, they had like 20 businesses there, businesses that they would normally partner with. And this is the same process that they go about using to help their portfolio of companies grow. They look at two things. What is the impact level of the thing that we can do to grow your business right now? And they'll rate it. But this is, by the way, we built this for ourselves. I didn't necessarily see like how they actually do it, but we just recreated it, and we're doing it for the hundreds too. We look at the impact level and we rate it. Introducing a conditional guarantee, okay, it could have a lot of impact because some people love a guarantee. Increased ticket price, the impact is, the impact is actually greater, right? Launch Instagram acquisition, super important for lead gen. Starting placing editors for your clients, operationally, impact, cool. Launching promo cycle, it has a higher impact, cool, perfect. So impact level is good, but we don't just look at the impact level. We look at how easy is it to do it, right? And then based on the impact level and the ease, we get a score. And this score allows us to know what to prioritize. We're going to start with launching a price increase. Then we're going to do a increase of ticket price. Well, this goes together. And then we're going to do a conditional guarantee next. And then we're going to go to launching client acquisition on Instagram. Then we're going to start introducing better mechanisms in the offers. And what this allows us to do is it just allows us to hit the ground running with any partner. We set up all the activities that need to be done to, let's say, become a 7-figure company or 300K a month, the company. And then we go around this priority matrix, and nobody has to make decisions. We just look at the score. The score tells us what we focus on first. This is where most people go wrong. You all here know what you need to do to build a successful company. Why are you guys still doing some crazy shit? Because you don't know what to focus on. You're not focusing on impact level and ease. Start with high impact, easy to do. Then go with high impact, hard to do. Then go with less impact, hard to do. Then if it's easy, if it has zero impact and it's also maybe hard to do or easy to do, don't do it. Just forget it. That's why when I see people are like, hey, like, I mean, I'm sure short form content helps, but it's like, if you're pushing out short form content, but you don't have an acquisition company in the back or an acquisition infrastructure, what is short form content going to do for you again? Can you please tell me? I'm sure everyone here can go and make 20,000 TikToks a day, but what's the impact of it? Not really, right? So you guys need to learn to prioritize. Okay, cool. Let's go. Damn, I should go to Harvard eventually and just start teaching Harvard Business School, because I'm just at this point I'm a teacher. I should become this guy. Imagine if I was this guy. Where's the teacher? I want to find the teacher, boys. Who will I be? I think I'll be this guy for sure. I'll be here. I'll be chilling. But anyway, cool. So let's go back to the thesis. All right. So now we're getting into some fun stuff now. This is about how to make money. So I just walked you guys through everything. How do you build a good offer? How do you pick the right segment of the market? And how do you prioritize? Guys, if you guys can just, let me tell you this little secret. Everything that I just shared right now, I can tell you that there is, let's say there is 100 million businesses in the world. I can tell you that 99 million of them don't know how to fucking do what I just walked you guys through. So just by you taking this process around building offers and picking the right segments and picking the right priority for a company, it's worth a lot of money. Okay. And that's step one of being a growth creator. You need to be able to help someone build a good offer, pick the right market segment, and prioritize well. If you don't understand these three things, you're not a growth creator. I don't care if you're an appointment setting agency and you think you can book calls. If you can't solve this for a company that you're working on, what are you doing? If you're a paid ads agency and you do lead gen, and let's say you work with a local business and you can't work on this, you're a commodity. You're essentially just delivering 1/10 of what you could be doing for a company, because this dictates everything after. If you don't solve the first component, you're messing up a business. You're literally stealing from the company. That's why when people work with us, step number one, who are you selling to? What are you selling? And how are you serving them? That's super important before we even talk about how you get leads, how to get meetings. Okay, perfect. Now let's go over a thesis. All right. Okay, so over the last few months, guys, like over the last year, I've been meaning to figure out, like, how can I synthesize everything that we do on how to grow a company, right? And I think I've kind of like figured it out, right? I've looked at a lot of people who make a lot of money, and I've made a lot of money too, at least, in context to where I'm coming from. And this is how anyone here who's, let's say you want to be a growth creator. Let's say and by the way, growth creator can be someone who's, maybe you're a coach and you just help people start coaching businesses, or you help people start agencies. If you want to be a real, like someone who actually changed people's lives, you can't just tell people, hey, here's how you become this. You also got to figure out a way to help them get clients and get attention and make money, right? But this is the protocol that we're using for every single client, even for our own business. First things first is how much attention you're getting per day, okay? And then, contrary to what most people do, once they get attention, once they get leads, this is what they try to do. They try to jump to this last step. They're trying to monetize. They're trying to convert. We don't want to do this. Because why? Because this is for short-sighted people, like people who can only think for tomorrow, people who want to drink wine tonight, someone like me. But we don't want to think short-term. This is like what is it again? You teach someone to fish, or you fish. This is like fishing for someone, right? You give someone a fish, is this. You're just getting them the attention, and then you're making money. You're only giving people a fish. What you need to do is forget about this, okay? When you do get the attention, figure out a way to own it. Once you own the attention, and by owning attention, I mean you own the data. Once you own the data, then you educate the people. Why? Because you own the attention. Just like Facebook owns our attention, or Meta, just like YouTube owns our views, our attention, we also want to become almost like an atomized version of Google and Facebook and all these billion-trillion-dollar companies. Once we educate the attention, then we convert, okay? Never go from here to here ever again. Okay. Now, let me walk you through real quick, and then I'll be back on this. I'll kind of like be jumping from thing to thing. So attention, how many impressions and leads are you getting daily, right? A founder needs a process or a mechanism generating them attention from, like, guys, I don't care if you're in India with $2 a day of like that you allocate, spend that $2 and get 300. Like, figure out a way to, maybe, I don't know what you should do, but you need 300 to 1,000 plus impressions and views and anything related. You need 1,000 people every day to know about you if you really want to make money in this world. In this world where everyone's attention is someone captivated by someone else, you need to be taking someone's attention. Okay. So if you guys look at, I'll kind of like take this. This is like for October to December last year. You know, on YouTube, I had like 124,000 views, right? So every single day, I'm probably getting like, I was getting, you know, like 1,000, 2,000 views. And then later that month, we started getting like 6,000, 7,000, 5,000. I think I was maybe spending I think I was spending like $50 a day on YouTube, right? And then on Facebook, in that same time period, I think I spent $9 grand and I got 120,000 impressions, or no, reach, not impressions. I think impressions was a little more. And 250,000 people. Now, this is more or less. This is not necessarily exactly 120,000 people. This is views, so it's maybe less. But getting 250,000 impressions made me $1.4 million in 90 days. Okay. Stripe, we collected 1.5, and the rest was Bitcoin, crypto, and PayPal, right? Now, what this means is, if you're running a business, okay, or you help your clients get attention, you need to be getting people's attention every single day. Every single day. You could do it through DMs. That's why I highly put every client who comes in, hey, you need a setter in your company as soon as possible. Because let's say you don't have money for ads, cool, pay people so they can get you the attention you want. Or if you're in a position where you have a little following, you can use things like, you know, attention generating sales assets, where you make a two-step, you give people what they want, and then you get, you know, this amount of leads. Like, I think I made this on Twitter and we got 300,000 views, impressions, and we got 1,700 leads. Do you know how much it would cost me to get 1,700 people to opt in on a Facebook ad? Probably like 40 grand. But what did this cost me? It just cost me, you know, 5 minutes to write this in my bedroom in Cape Town. And there you go, right? So there are these platforms like Twitter where the reach, the virality is super, super like easy to get, right? This is something we're kind of like helping a lot of our clients do. But so you need to be solving this. You can solve it a few ways. You can either get setters, you can get paid ads running, or you can do this just organic stuff, content, okay? You need a no-brainer offer because this is kind of like, you need to be giving people what they want. You can't just be like, hey, I want to help you grow your company. Nobody's going to actually respond to that. You need something that they can't say no to, okay? Now, step 2 is what? Collect data, right? And here I have a pretty cool lesson to share. I've shared it before, but I always want to kind of like share it every time because this is super important. Yesterday, I told you guys, I was listening to this talk from this guy who was doing a talk at Google, and he was looking at companies, like tech companies, like social media platforms. And he was like, hey, how are these companies not profitable, but they're still getting cash from investors? This is why, because these companies do not care about profitability. It's not like a restaurant. It's not like a restaurant where, you know, a restaurant business is every person who comes in, that person is maybe going to spend, you know, $40 on dinner, right? And this business needs to figure out a way to spend less than $40. So they need to figure out a way to get their cost to acquire a client under $10. Marketing, people, like flyers and things like that, right? But a social media business does not really give a fuck about, sorry for my language, but it does not really care about how much it costs to get to get a purchase. Like they're not monetizing the same old way that someone else does it. What they do is they only care about the users. How many users do we have on our platform? The reason why they care about users is because this user can be sold to someone else 1 billion times over, and they never run out of people to sell that attention to, right? If we look at Alphabet, which is Google, it's worth $1.5 trillion. Why? Because they own everyone. Literally, everyone's attention go back to them. They have everyone as a user. They have billions and billions. Same thing for Facebook, for Meta. It's worth almost $1 trillion. And guess what? They also own users, like 2 billion or something. And let's look at some of the guys that we all look at. What is the trend here? This guy has 2 million subscribers on YouTube. Like, Iman is not necessarily sitting here on a webinar going for 2 hours, 3 hours, but he's still making more money than me. Why? Because he's playing this game a bit better than I am. This acquiring users as faster than anybody else in this agency space, right? Let's look at Jake Paul. He just bought a $16 million property in Puerto Rico. How is it possible for a guy who went from playing on Nickelodeon, I don't even know if it did, I never watched it, but let's just use that as a channel, to being, in his 20s, buying a $16 million property in Puerto Rico, and he's not even the best boxer. There's a boxer somewhere in the jungle who can box the shit out of him, but who can't even buy Chick-fil-A, right? I went to the States, I didn't get Chick-fil-A. This is for Casey, if he's listening to this. Casey, are you focusing? But anyway, I think Casey's away. But guys, this is one thing I want you guys to understand. The key secret is not just can you spend $1 to acquire a client? It's can you spend $1? Can you spend time? Can you spend everything you own to acquire users or followers? Because guys, you're gonna be so blessed once you have people who follow you. Okay? This is something that Hormozi understood. He looked at people like Kylie Jenner. He looked at Kim Kardashian, and he was like, man, I'm out here grinding, hustling with gym launch, and I'm only making $1 million a week. When there is this 21-year-old lady, Kylie Jenner, who's worth $1 billion. He couldn't understand this. I think that's when he took this picture. This one on the right, he took it when he got pissed. He understood that, like, oh my God, I'm playing the game wrong. I should stop just being a direct response marketer. I should figure out to play the right game, right? I'm sure that, you know what's funny? I'm sure that this guy here is probably cashing in more money than he was when they were running Gym Launch. And how much does Jake Paul know about running a company? Probably not much. And this is the thing that I want you guys to understand. When you have users, it doesn't matter how smart you are. You could literally be you could be a dummy and still make more money. Straight dummy. Like when I say dummy, I mean not even dummy. You could be 8 years old making more money than Hormozi. Right? Cool. Let's get into it. Now, how do we do it for us? I like to use Facebook groups, right? I like to use Facebook groups, in my opinion. They're just easy. Facebook already owns the attention, so it's a lot. There's less friction. But let me try to explain it this way, because then now you guys are going to understand it. Owning attention. I observed the most successful companies and personal brands in the world. The common thing that isn't the fact that they get a lot of attention, it's the fact that they own it and get to use it without needing to pay for it. So this is it. Reach people, buy attention, and make an ROI. This is, I think marketers, direct response people can be rich, right? If you're a direct response marketer, if you're an advertiser, and okay, cool, bro, you can make a lot of money. You're a beast, right? But you want to be wealthy? Own that attention. What are you doing spending money every time, right? You own the attention that others have, that others will normally pay millions, if not billions for. Look at this. Meta owns attention, sells it, worth 700 billions. Google owns attention, sells it, 1.5 trillion. And this is how they did it. They owned attention by giving the thing for free. They owned attention by giving you the most valuable thing for free. 1.5 trillion. Apple owns attention because if you're on an iPhone, they have your attention. You're literally, they own you, right? And then they sell their own products. The more products they sell, the more attention they own. So they have an amazing flywheel. Like Apple is one of the greatest companies that you guys can study. Figure out a way to learn Apple, and you might as well become one of one, right? And they're worth $2.9 trillion. That's I think that's what 3,000 billions. Yeah, that's 3,000 billions. That's crazy. And then look at this. Iman owns attention. How do we do it? He gives his content away for free, right? And then sells a course, monetize it. I think Iman, whenever he does his launches, I think he makes at least 4 mil, at least 2 to 3 mil minimum, right? When Hormozi Hormozi was doing this, he was rich back in the day. He was buying attention. He had figured out a way to get a really good ROI. But now he's like, man, I'm tired of just playing this baby game. You know what I'm going to do? Is I'm going to give everything away for free, just like everybody else. So when Hormozi is like, hey, I'm going to give away everything for free, and everybody's trying to copy him. So this is the issue. This is the issue that I hate with marketers. They'll look at Hormozi giving something away for free. And what did I say? They'll just copy what he's doing. They'll be like, oh, I'm the biggest person. Here is everything you get for free. Everybody now is giving shit away for free, right? Like there's a trend. Like if someone is not giving away something for free, it's like they feel like they're not part of the crew, right? But do most people actually understand why it is important to give something away for free? No. The reason why it's crucial to give something away for free is because when you give something away for free, you reduce the friction to experiencing your product and service. What ends up happening is people pay attention to your service much easier than they would if you had put a price in front of it. So now you're sacrificing short-term capital, short-term gain for owning more attention. So when Hormozi is giving you guys all the value, all the sauce, he's not doing it for free. He's just doing it for the most important outcome, which is, I don't want your money. I want your attention. Why am I doing this, Webby? I don't really care about you guys' money. I just care that you guys are here on this call because it's the most important thing that you guys can give me. Okay? So when you guys are seeing people do things online, don't take it to face value. Understand the underlying reasons why they're doing it. And I promise you, you guys are going to kill it. Okay? So everybody, Kim Kardashian, like I know she's pretty thick, but it's like her thickness gets her attention for free. Right? So this is literally it. Like she gets our attention for free. Kylie Jenner, every like, guys, have you guys seen how many girls are naked on Instagram? Every girl is naked nowadays. It's like, Jesus Christ, like we should turn off all these apps. But why? Because they realize that, like, hey, the more attention I get for like literally for free, because you don't have to pay anything to get them naked. Then they, once they own our attention, then they can go out there. I checked, Googled it. Kim Kardashian is worth $1.2 billion, guys. I'm like, oh my God. So, I mean, for me, sometimes I'm a bit pissed, you know. But anyway, I don't know if I need to get naked online, but it's okay. But that would be like plan C in case this thing doesn't work out. You guys gonna see me naked. But anyway, I'm joking. So the lesson here is getting attention isn't the key secret. Owning it is. Okay. So guys, when you guys get leads on Facebook, don't think that you're a king or a queen. It's what you do once you own it. Nobody cares about how much a lead costs. It's like, is that lead is it owned by you once they actually give you their attention, right? And it's been pretty great. Like when Steve joined the hundreds, literally we sent one email, 4 calls in 10 minutes. Why? Because he already owned an audience. He already owned a list, an email list, right? So, and then the next, in 24 hours later, he had booked 14 sales calls. And all it took was one email that I wrote for him, right? So it's like, it's so easy. It's so easy once you own attention. A founder needs a mechanism of transforming this attention into a known asset. In 2023, not owning data is the fastest way to go out of business, right? The next step is education, right? Educate and sell using leverage, create goodwill and reciprocity. So for us, I'll show you guys the stats. Why is it important to educate before you just convert? 5% of people who buy from us buy without knowing who I am and what the company is. 95% of people who buy after having consumed content. But this is the thing that really triggered me. I realized that cold prospecting generates 1 client for every 5 clients generated by warm outreach. The same amount of hours, the same amount of effort, the same skill, the same volume generates 5 times more on warm than it does on cold, right? Meaning reaching out to cold audience, I mean, I just explained it. So the growth specialist who does cold prospecting generates 20K per month, while for the company, while the growth specialist who does warm prospecting generates 100K per month. So that means that if you are an appointment setting agency, okay, and you can't help your clients build assets online, this is essentially what you're doing for them. You're only making them 20K per month when you could what? Make them 100 grand per month, right? So your value is actually 5 times less. And this is also another stat. Prospects who are warm spends 3 times as much as the cold prospect. So if cold lead, let's say we found them on LinkedIn and we just say, hey, you want to get on a call? We can show you how we can scale your company. This person is maybe going to spend 5K. But the person who's been educated and we showed them how we do it is going to be willing to spend 15 grand. Just a huge, huge difference in LTV, right? The warm prospect also closes 2 to 3 times as fast. So shorter sales cycle. So you start outreach today, you get someone converted in less than a week, right? I learned this after booking 600 calls in a month, and my decision was no more cold prospecting to book people on calls. Instead, let's focus on prospecting to increase the awareness of our brand. And here's where things get exciting. When I learned about this data, I immediately launched a new initiative where we would use VAs and a process selling VSL to set calls. So instead of just going like, hey, do you want to get on a call? Let's talk. I would say, hey, no, I'll get the VAs to send a bunch of assets to everyone, educate them at scale, and then set calls. And I launched it on the 6th. And this VAL, she sent the same first day, she got 4 people educated and 1 calendar booking link sent. Day 2, VSL 3 sent, 1 appointment booked. Day 2, right? And then this is like a week later, Diona sent 3 VSLs, 2 booking links sent, and then booked a 1 appointment. And at 7:42 a.m. by 2 p.m., right? I put the time here. This prospect has spent 13 grand with us. Do you guys get it? Oh my God. Guys, like just take a moment and just understand this. 1 outreach, 1 VSL, 7 a.m. booked call. By 2 p.m., you just made 13 grand. Everybody's out here saying, oh, VAs do not work. VAs do not work. I'm like, what are you talking about? I just spent 25, 50 bucks per commission, because this is our commission only VAs, because I don't actually pay them because we're ready to place them in companies. But while they wait to get placed, I was like, hey, let's test this out. I told Reg, who's our VA operations, I'm like, hey, can we just get some VAs to send this video out? And I'll pay them 25 to 50 bucks per booked call. And this VA made me, I mean, the return here is ridiculous, right? Same day close deal. Client never heard of us before, before watching the asset. And this is also another case study just to prove that this works. Alex, founder of Luxury Media, short form content and monetization offer, closed a 16.5K deal with 100 bucks per qualified show. And this is how he did it. 5.5K a month plus 100 qualified show up call deal closed in a 3-month minimum came from the process selling VSL with IG outreach. literally first call booked, first call the VA booked, closed. This is twice. This is twice. I did it. I proved it. I made 13 grand. A client did it same week, yesterday, or 2 days ago. He made 16 grand worth of deal. So now when I tell you guys to educate people before you sell them, I really mean it. I really, really mean it. Okay? For the love of God, if you're not good at creating content that educates people, figure out a way to get better. Okay? Or you can just come and work with us. Well, we got that covered. We're good. We're good. All right, cool, guys. So now, do you see? So attention first, own attention, educate attention, and you could do outbound prospecting with education. So I'll show you guys how to do it with outbound. But I'm just right now I'm sharing the thesis. I'm just sharing the thesis. Okay. And then so this is literally how we do it, right? So when I'm doing at scale, I'm just educating people. Hey, here's how we could get you clients. Then I make a little VSL. I think this was 14 minutes. I even put it on YouTube. I think this video got like 3,000 views on YouTube. I think a lot of people loved it. And this is how we end up booking appointments. 33 calls in a day, 29 calls in a day, 45 calls in a day, 56 calls in a day. Do you think you book 56 calls in a day without giving people something up front? It's impossible. And you for sure will never this fast of a closing cycle, of a sales cycle, if you don't have this specific VSL. Okay. And this is what I actually sent him. I said, because guys, when I see results from clients, I get so fired up, it's ridiculous. I sent him a message after seeing the win. I could have just ignored it, like every other people out there who just make stories about the fact that they're the best at client acquisition. For me, I'm really curious. When I see a win from a client, I'm like, hey man, is the process selling VSL working good? And then he's like, hey, haven't had that many calls booked, just 2, but I believe both will be closed. The first call that was booked, I got closed deal, which was a 16K one. The second one, guy showed up asking for some trial. I say we can't do it and instead offer him some free value. He then messaged me saying, let's get started. So I have a follow-up call tomorrow. I don't know if Alex is on this call, but if you can share your win. And he said, been busy, super busy this past few days. I haven't been able to optimize the campaign for the VAs though. So once I do that, I believe the booking rate should go up. And I asked him, here's the question that I asked him. Would you rather have more calls or have less calls that close immediately? And here's what's his answer. Ha ha ha, less and more closes. So, and then I was like, okay, cool. Then please answer my question again. Answered my question with a perspective in mind. Is the process selling VSL with a VA working well? And here's what he said. Oh, fuck yeah, bro. Right? Because a lot of you guys are sold into this idea that, oh, you need to book 100,000 calls. You do not need 100,000 calls. You only need, in my opinion, anyone who's trying to make 50K, 100K per month, you just need 5 to 10 prospects who have been educated to come to you and give you 10 grand. And it's so much more efficient. It's so efficient, guys. It's ridiculously efficient, right? And this is the beautiful thing of being part of our community, and which is why I was saying this, is not only does our thesis help our clients see results, but it also goes on to helping their own clients. So now Alex is going to be implementing this for his clients in the B2C coaches market, right? The purpose of the VSL is, are you creating beliefs in your prospect's mind and creating more problems and solution awareness? If people come on a call and they don't know what you do, who you are, and what problems you solve, please don't get on a call with that person. You're just wasting your time. And the reason why I'm doing this Webby is because I want you guys, when you guys are ready to work with clientacquisition.io, to not come to a call with my closers and be like, so hey guys, what do you guys do? I don't want you asking that question, because that would be a crazy question. This is why I'm spending 3 hours with you guys to explain this thing, okay? A founder needs a leverage way of creating beliefs and understanding in their prospects at scale before they ever try to get sold anything whatsoever, okay? And in conversion mechanisms, you need, a founder should not be involved in the conversion process of turning attention into money. So if you're on this call and you're running a business or you're helping your clients and your clients are still involved, or you're still involved in converting like that attention into money, you still have not yet understand what it is to become a business owner. Okay, you're still confused. Okay, so these are the main three things you need. You need people you need people. Everyone here needs people. Like if you're running a company with 2 employees, I mean, I'm sorry, but like who's gonna collect the money for you, right? You need growth specialists and $3 an hour setters. And you also need leverage. You need code, and you can use ads, specifically for targeting ads. And you need media, attention generating sales assets. This is content. Attention converting sales assets. This is content too. You can't rely on just one of them on one form of follow-up or conversion mechanism. You need to use all of them. And I put this warning here because it's super important. This thesis will not only make you rich, but it will make your clients richer, independent of the niche vertical you're in. I don't care if you're in SaaS. I don't care if you help coaches. I don't care if you help agencies. You implement what I just shared with you guys here, like this thesis here. You help someone get attention. You help someone own it. You help someone educate it. You help someone convert it. You're going to make so much money. It's going to be ridiculous. And for me, a growth creator is someone who can generate attention for someone, help someone own it, help someone educate it at scale, and help someone convert it. And I think that this is the new wave of client acquisition companies. Like the old wave was like, hey, start a Facebook ad agency or start a Google, YouTube ad agency. When you hear someone pushing you to start that kind of business, just understand that they're just trying to sell you a pipe dream. Like you're not going to help any business from just getting them attention. You're not. And this is why I don't like, if you guys will see how we're building client acquisition is, I don't just want to get people appointments or leads. I want to be able to help you guys convert everything. So this is literally the same thesis we implement for every partner, every member of our program, right? So results of implementing this thesis. So Mohiz, I'm going to get him to talk right now. But Mohiz came in, well, he joined the program after he had made some close the client, right? But before state, when he joined the program, he was making less than $1,000 a month, right? His goal was to make 50K in pounds per month. And I mean, you guys can see here, I was like, hey, what is the number one bottleneck or problem keeping you from achieving your goal? And he said, hey, the number one problem was the lack of direction. I got Iman's course, but outreach section wasn't that great. So I was left stranded on finding people. He also didn't stress enough how important content was, probably because he didn't need content when he started out, but it's super important in this space. I've got content plans, but right now it was a lack of direction, right? And now I believe Mohiz, you can share your results, but I asked him before when I was creating this, I was like, hey, how much money are you making now? He said, hey, we hit 18K consistently. 20K is done because he has follow-up calls on Sunday. And he's just been closing deals after deals, right? But the beautiful thing is he's not just selling short form content, okay? What he's doing is he's helping people implement the thesis that I showed you guys, and he's closing deals after deals after deals for his own clients. So this is a client that he got, helped him get the leads. I think he's doing short form content and monetization with the Facebook group. So using the Facebook group system, Serge shared a couple calls back with a process selling VSL. I'm now building for all my clients. So now not only is he using it to help his own business, but he's also using it for his own clients, right? And the same client closed $9,000 in deals, by the way, using the same process, which is VA, process selling VSL, Facebook group monetization, and a webinar. And he's thinking of that he can use this protocol to turn into a 7-figure leverage consultant, targeting everyone, right? So Mohiz, I'll let you kind of like take the lead now, if you want to introduce. But guys, is this helpful? Is this good stuff?
Good.
Yeah, let me know if it's good in the comments, please. Because we're learning shit that can change our lives. Okay.
Let's go. What's good? How's everyone doing?
Good, brother. Good.
So everyone's good. Sun is shining outside. So, Serge, I can't share my screen right now, so it's not letting me.
Hello. Can someone make him?
Yeah, you should be able to now. Try again.
Sure. Oh yeah, we're good. We're good. All right. Let's jump right in. Let's get started. So I'm going to talk about, so if you guys don't know me, obviously, Serge, give me a little introduction. My name is Mahis. I'm my own content agency that kind of helps people, get more clients essentially using organic methods. So today I just want to cover what I actually use and what I actually implement for my clients that actually helps them get, better results essentially. So in the first stage, what we do is that once we bring someone on, we'll actually want to understand and improve the offer because, that's like the budget thing. You have to start at the top because that's what people are seeing. So if it's not good, anything I do, even if I can have like 10,000 views, I can have like 10,000 Facebook groups, nothing's going to work if the offer is crap. So understanding that and improving that is like the first step. If someone comes in and don't have an offer like that, it doesn't make any sense. So you have to fix that out. And then obviously after that, once we understand it, what we're going to start doing is we obviously need to get the attention. So that's when the content side of things come in. So you can do stuff like, and it doesn't always have to be just short form. Like there's different ways to generate attention. So you can do like, two-step posts when you have assets. You can do like hand raisers, you can do tweets, you can do reels. Obviously the shorts as well too, they help because they look pretty, they look nice, all that type of stuff. So examples of a couple, attention grabbing assets that we've done for our clients and even for myself is, some clients over here, we did the ebook stuff. For myself, I actually created my own lead magnet, tested it out for myself, and I got tons of engagement from that. Obviously, clients doing shorts, other clients doing their own Facebook stuff, and then even clients as well too doing like breakdowns of the offer when we help them build new stuff. So this client actually made a whole new organic offer. We helped them build it out. So obviously you call those attention generating sales assets. And then what we do is, so the conventional way of what I used to do before is I would actually give people the stuff on email, but then realizing the thing where like, Facebook spend like $1 billion in like research and stuff. They're trying to understand how to keep people on the platform. So why don't I use what they've already leveraged? And what I started doing is instead of giving people the assets on just like sharing it to like email and then they open it and then I don't see them again, I'll actually tell them to, hey, actually join the Facebook group to receive the asset. Let me see who you are. Let me see how I can engage with you. And then once they join the group, from there, obviously, you make a low funnel. It's nothing too complicated. Just asks them to join the group after they fill out some information. And then this is where like the fun stuff comes in. So once they request to join the group, actually, what you can do is you can actually have qualification questions set in a way where it basically allows you to basically pitch them openly. So it basically asks them like, hey, how long have you been in the space for? Are you open to us reaching out to see how you can help you get to where you want to be? And do you want a free asset? Do you want like a free gift? Most of the time people will fill this out. So you'll get a couple of people saying yes. And you can even use this to even segue into conversations to book calls as well too. So you can use this with the inefficiency process that Serge has been using a while ago, where you create some context at the start. And then once you have the context created, then you can, push in and you can book calls from that as well too. So I've had direct close deals literally just from people opting in to request my stuff. And then this is where the fun stuff as well too comes in. So the attention conversion sales assets. So this is where the value comes in. So when you create an offer for someone, you also have to lead someone in a way where they get something, they get to experience you before they even like pay for you essentially. So like creating stuff like, video walkthroughs, creating lead magnets, ebooks, all that type of simple stuff. Like it might not seem like, oh, you're getting money straight away from it because everyone always wants to get the instant gratification, but it helps you out in the long run so much. So what I end up doing for my clients is I just tell them it's mandatory. You have to have an asset to give away for free. So we then use that asset and we get people in there and then we tell them to consume the thing. So they come in, they consume this stuff. And then when they consume it, it also creates a new problem at the end of it to actually help them book a call. So it's like, hey, I've just solved your problem of you not knowing how to do X, Y, Z. But now you have a new problem because you can't do X, Y, Z unless you get my X, Y, Z thing. So would you like to book a call to see how we can get you there? And most of the time people say yes, because, the pain of not solving something is better than like solving it in the first place. So what we do is then we come in, we do the hand raisers, get people interested to work with you. If you don't know what a hand raiser is, it's just basically like a question where you ask people to raise their hand to see if they're interested in working with you. You do this in a very specific way. And if you do this 2-3 times a week, so if you're generating attention, not even 2 times, even a day, to be honest, if you do this daily, there's no reason why you shouldn't be getting 50, 100 people interested in you on a weekly basis, because that's exactly what you need. So it did this for myself and I grew by the first week I did this. I think the first 2 weeks I grew by like 150 members on my Facebook group that was apparently dead. And then obviously you build the sales assets in a different way. Obviously, I'm not going to go exactly how you build those assets because we'll be here for like 6 hours. But like this is the same way that people have been doing it for so long. So you get people in, get their attention, You capture the attention, own the actual audience, get people to experience you in a place that you can easily access them. And then you can do all the appointment sets you want. You can get all the setters you want. You can get all the people in your group, as many as you want, and you'll be closing deals. And this is the exact same process that my client used that helped him close 9K. All I did was I just created an asset, told people to actually get the asset by joining the group. And then once they joined the group, he just reached out to them and it's like, hey, would you like to experience more of me on a call? They experienced more, and then they closed. Easy 9K in the first week and a half of us actually building the thing for them, which only took us like a week. So, you know, this is like a very simple process, and it's a flow as well too. So this always repeats. So the first time you do it, when you close a client, and let's say you encounter a problem with a client and you solve that problem, that can then become a new asset. And then you can create a new attention generating asset. So it's a continuously going flywheel that keeps client paying for other clients, doesn't cost much to set up because you're literally just owning a Facebook group and you maybe have like a setter, and it's just organically flowing. So this is what we've been building for clients. This is how we've been monetizing people, and it's been working so well that I'm sad I didn't realize this when I was like 12 years old. So yeah, hope that was fine. You have any? So yeah.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, put them in the chat and the team will actually be saving them at the end, and we're going to do the Q&A real quick. But Muhiz, I want to kind of like ask you real quick, how has this changed your life, at least when it comes to even, we can talk about the money later, but how has it been easier for you to sell on calls when you position yourself as someone who not only just solves for attention, but you also help them own the attention, you also help them educate the attention, you also help them convert it? Like, how has that selling point been for you?
It's been insane. So like this client that I closed where I did the register deal, he actually went through the process selling VSL process, and he jumped on the call, and I met him like, I think 24 hours ago. My VA reached out to him 24 hours ago. He didn't know who I was. He was like, oh, like, I saw your website, there's no testimonies on there, because I forgot to add them. It was like, how can I trust you? And he's like, okay. I told him like, hey, watch the video. It goes over everything. There's case studies in the video. Go watch it. I jump on the call 24 hours later, and he's like, I have a feeling I'm going to buy from you, like 2 minutes into the call. So it's like, that was insane to me. It didn't make any sense. It's like, this guy was doubting me 24 hours ago, and now he's here to pay me like, 4K, like just like that on the spot. So understanding the process of how people think, and obviously creating really good, because you also have to create really good like assets that convert people, has been insane. And it's been insane for my clients as well too, because like it's just effortlessly where people jump on the calls, and it's like they know they want to buy from you. They just want to know what the price is. Like, what's the barrier from them working with you? That's literally what it is. So yeah.
And how fast do you think you're going to be making 100 grand a month? When are you making 100 grand a month, man? Because I'm just tired of saying that you're making 20K a month.
Just give me 2 days, man. Give me 2 days. I got you, bro. We'll get 100K a month tomorrow.
And how old are you? Because I'm not sure if you're still 19 or if you're 20.
I'm still 19, man. So age only comes every 300.
Okay, cool. Just stay 19 so the case study is better, But no, guys, he's 19, like I'm turning 25 in a month, and I'm like, and Muhiz was broke. Like, when were you broke? I think you were broke like what, last year? What time?
Last year, October. That was probably what it was.
So if someone who can go from being broke in October to making 20K a month at 19 in 6 months, and you had been through courses before, right? It's not like this was the first information you get access to. But as soon as you started working with us and see how, we take care of implementation and see how we go about our own acquisition. Because guys, what's funny is the reason why because before the Webby was about 7 FLC, right? But then I started seeing wins and wins and wins from clients implementing our thesis into other businesses. And I was like, okay, bro, like, okay, I can't just keep helping people and not give them the whole truth. So I was like, you know what? What if we repositioned our whole company to, becoming a growth creator for companies, right? Because Muhiz, in 6 months, like if you can guarantee someone to make 20K a month in 6 months from zero, like they'll pay you a lot of money. So it's a good transformation. It's not necessarily the biggest transformation, but it's pretty good going from zero. So I was like, well, my job as someone whose responsibility is to help people grow is to give them the best chance at growing. And the best chance at growing is to implement everything that we're sharing today for your own business as well as for your clients. Okay. Mohiz is making 20K a month doing it, $250,000 a year. I'm making a lot more, but it's the same thing, right? Let me show you guys another win. Or let me show you guys the thesis. I won't go into too much in depth the organic one because I've already kind of like shared it. But when you're doing it organically, I'll kind of like show you guys real quick. So you have a few ways of doing it. The attention component, which is the green stuff here, you can do it either $3 an hour setters, okay, that you're paying. Let's say you get 2 of them. So when clients come and work with us, we place 2 VAs in their company. So that means that they're paying $15 a day for each to work 5 hours a day. Let's say they send 250 DMs per day. Let's say they get you 15 leads, interested people per day, that you're paying $2 a lead, which is pretty good. If it's a 6% from DM to lead rate. Or you have another process. You can use content. So we also help you kind of like, make sure you become great at communicating through content. Or you can do 2 steps, which, the British guy, Mohiz, said, hand raisers. Why do British people always gotta complicate the thing? Hand raisers. What is, repeat it with your British accent? British.
Hand raisers.
Hand raisers. Okay. I just call them attention generating sales asset, guys. I'm not British. Sometimes when I go to London, I am, but for now I'm not. So as an example, this is a hand raiser. You give people what they want and you get, 1,400 leads commenting once, right? And then this is kind of like the no-brainer positioning of the thing. Then you invite them to the group. Then you send the lead request to join in. Then you accept them to join a group. But before you accept them, you also use a tool that collects the emails. You add them to your email list. And then your growth specialist or your setter does the conversation to try to book them in the first 10 to 30 minutes of them joining. They gain permission. They tag the member on the post that you offered, the value. And then, the growth specialist goes to uncover more inefficiencies in the prospect's business. They share a new way of solving a problem. Then they offer a call. And the person either is interested in the call or they're not, right? If they are, cool, then a call is booked. We're also doing the same thing in the emails, right? And then if they're not interested, that's cool. We're still going to get them with more hand raisers, okay? So we put more AGSAs, they raise their hand, and then we give them attention converting sales asset, or we let the growth specialist do the converting again, right? So attention part, education part, owning attention part, education part, and then conversion, right? But you need these things to be there. You can't just pull this off by just being like, oh, I'm gonna just do paid ads, or I'm gonna just do setters, I'm gonna just do this. No, you kind of like need to be leveraging everything, right? And we kind of like use this. I think I was about to go through this, but we don't have a lot of time, so I'm gonna just skip this. But this is kind of like how Mohiz would go ahead and actually book some of his clients. He'll start a conversation, do it kind of like one. We have built a specific DM that actually gets people saying yes a lot. Then we send them the VSL. The VSL goes over. You kind of like sell yourself and your company. You share case studies. You share the process of how you go about delivering results. And then you add a soft call to action for a call. And then you follow up until the lead is interested to book a call. If they have a question, you answer them and follow up until a call is confirmed, right? So I won't go into this right now, but yeah. Another case study, Mario Gonzalez, before state, also same thing. And this is where things really got a little special. Manager earning 100K a year, quit job to join our flagship program. He was making, 8K, 9K a month. And he quit his job. Imagine going from, he's also pretty young. I think he's like 21 or 22. He quit a 6-figure job at 20 something to join our program after having gone through courses. And, he recently made this post in our group where he says, hey, today marks 6 months that I quit my 6-figure job to join $500,000 program. After going through other programs such as agency nav, dropshipping courses, I found myself completely lost. Understanding that I risked it all, burned all ships. I had scaled basic lead gen B2B offers and not gotten anywhere. I got consulting on running short form content offer and scaled to 10.8K per month by end of year last year. So he made 10K a month last year, end of the year. And now he's making 18K in a single week, right? So for me, it's like, whoa, there is something here, right? Got it. First offer, scale it to 10K per month. The new offer, which is kind of like our thesis that he's implementing for his own clients, he's kind of like doing the same thing as us. Now he's doing 18K a week, pacing 72K per month if you times it by 4, right? Doing what? Same thing. Implementing the thesis, right? So this is why I kind of like really wanted to emphasize this and kind of like share it with you guys today. Okay. Join the program, leverage our protocol thesis to help his own business, and now he's implementing it for other businesses, right? Is the organic thing clear? Organic acquisition. Any other questions about it? All right, cool, perfect. Now let's go over paid ads. Before I kind of like show you guys the flow, I want to kind of like who is using this successfully. Cole Gordon used this to go from 200K per month to, so actually funny enough, Cole Gordon used this organic acquisition thing. He would send people to a Facebook group, then would set them, and that's what got him to 200K per month. He also says it in his video. And then he decided to go on paid acquisition and use kind of like a funnel that gets people attention, converts them using education VSL, and just sets calls. It took him from $1 million a month to $2.5 million a month to $3.8 million per month. I think that's where they're at. But the second phase of his growth came from paid acquisition, right? Another guy who's doing it really well is Kai Bax. I'm sure you guys have seen all his ads. He's now using a different woman every day for ads. By the way, when you guys see people using women it's because it's starting to get a little tricky to make money, right? And I personally think it's because their offers aren't that good. If you have to change marketing so much, it's because your offer is not that good. Like Amazon does not have to spend all day long trying to sell people. Every day you see someone doing this is because they're like running after profitability, or they're just trying to scale like everything to the moon. But for me, it's like if something is working, you don't necessarily need to use someone else's face, like unless you want that click-through rate to go up, right? And we also use this in December, or the first 3 months. So September 1st to December 31st last year, I spent $9,000 on ads. That's an average of what, like 2.5K a month, right? Or 3K a month. No, like 2.5K a month, because this is over 4 months. And the results was that we ended up generating $1.4 million in 90 days. And we haven't actually launched the paid acquisition material and process in the program, but Casey, who's our CMO, has been helping clients kind of like introduce it themselves. And Cameron launched it in the same day, got his first booking from ads. But this is where things are funny. He started running ads this morning, spent $5, and the cost, and he got his first call for after spending $5, right? Another result is, I think, wait, one second. Yeah, so anyway, this is just feedback from clients in the $500,000 program. I'll get why people be hyping you up. This program has just got to level up. So yeah, so we're now helping our clients implement it. This is a client today. He set up everything that Casey kind of like showed him how to do. And he got 20 leads, $4.64 a pop, and 35% are booking a call. So that means that he's on average getting, so he spent $90, 20 times 4, right? And he got 6 calls. So that means that he's paying what, like I don't know how much that is. 90 divided by 6, $15 a lead, $15 per call. How many people here would be happy to pay $16 a call? Everyone, I hope, right? Now, why is paid ads so important? This is where I want to really emphasize, okay? Paid ads is super important because you go from someone who sell their time to experience a result to becoming a capital allocator. The reason why Warren Buffett does not build a business is because he would rather let the money work for him. Why? Because it is more leverage. Leverage is everything. The value of ads compared to doing outbound prospecting, organic marketing comes from leverage. With outbound, this is what happens. You send a DM, a call, or call people, call people, or email people to get a result. Linear relationship. If you want to get 10 times more, you have to put 10 times more efforts. You have to need 10 times more people, 10 times more tools, or more softwares to get 10 times the results. Now, this creates friction and creates complexity when scaling. Humans are inherently lazy, so they avoid anything that is hard to do, and chaos is hard to manage successfully, regardless of the levels of management you have, right? You don't want to create friction to growth, because if it is hard, so if it is more painful for you to experience success, and this is why I think most people actually don't build a business, is because it is much more, it's the pain of chasing success is greater than the pleasure of experiencing success. So you trade success for comfort. You want to grow, inevitably make experiencing success or chasing success less painful than the pain of not experiencing the life that you want. But as long as it is hard to go do outreach, to get prospects on a call, to close deals, to manage the people doing this, you're not going to want to do it, right? So that's why for me, I decided like, hey, let me get a new CMO and let's start using ads, right? With ads, it's a lot simpler. You create one ad. That means one video. You spend $500. You maybe get 1 to 5 results because it's non-linear. You could spend $500 and only get 1 call. You could spend $500 and get 50 calls, right? But this is where things get exciting. If you want to scale it, you just have to use the same ad, maybe spend 10 times more money and get 20, 50 times more results, right? But the important thing here is the fact that to experience 10 times more results or 20 times more results does not actually cost you what? More effort or more time. With ads, you become automatically leveraged since you're using code and capital and media, of course, to scale and experience the life that you want. So in order for an ad to get seen by 10 people, it doesn't cost you more, or it's not more work for you to get it seen by 1 million people. So it's the same energy. But the capital is where, you have to spend more money, but it's not any harder since you can leverage the bank money. Like if you have a credit card, like what are you waiting for to spend on acquisition, right? And a recent commitment of mine to myself is to never do anything that is not leveraged or with asymmetrical returns. Warren Buffett is not working any harder than anyone on this call. Or if you're making, let's say 10K a month with your agency or your consulting business, or 50K or 100K a month, he's not working any harder than you. But why is he generating billions of dollars? So Berkshire Hathaway generated $35 billion in a quarter, right? The reason to that is because he's not playing 10K a month games. He's leveraging his capital to invest in machines, organizations that produce profits at a faster rate and preferably forever, right? So you need to trade energy today, capital today, for something that's going to produce more capital in the future. You can look at ads like buying a machine that produces more while costing you less for what you would normally pay. It's literally the same thesis as investment. When you're investing in a company, you want to buy for less than it actually is worth. When you're buying ads, your goal is, hey, I'm buying attention and I want to convert that attention for more than what the paid the channel of acquisition is charging me for that attention. Okay. Real cost of acquiring clients through outbound is energy and time, which is the most important resource we have. You can't get more energy, or you can't get more time. And so we're trading this. I mean, for a lot of our clients, we build teams for them because We don't want them trading this. But if you're still doing things, managing your outreach, managing your instantly, you're still trading this, and you're not, I'm sorry for saying this, but you're not smart, right? You're trading this thing and trading a little bit of this because you're more afraid to spend money than you're afraid of spending time and energy, because you haven't yet understood the importance of time and energy. You don't get more time, right? What is the value of the first two variables? They're infinitely valuable. Like, there's no value to your time. If it was the last hour that you're spending today, and let's say your last hour of living on this planet is this hour, how much would that hour be worth? It would be worth every single penny that has ever been created. But people are still spending it. Oh my God. I mean, this is just crazy. So real cost of acquiring clients through ads is a lot less energy and a lot less time and a bit more money. You're trading something that you can always get more of. If you're controlled with money, if you're afraid of money, of spending money, you're not understanding what business is. Business is exchange something that gets you more. And the goal is, don't exchange your time and energy, exchange as much money as you can, right? The value comes from saving people time and energy. If we really understand it, if we, reason for first principles, this is the most important thing, right? So why is it the most important thing for our clients, but not for ourselves? You should never care about the financial cost of something as long as it produces higher returns. If you keep the broke mindset of trading your time and energy for money, you're guaranteed to never become wealthy. If you learn to trade money and leverage it to get the people to help you and the machines to do the work for you, you become wealthy inevitably, right? And here's where the unit economics of ads become really exciting. So CAC is cost per acquisition, so cost to acquire a client, cost per qualified booked haul, cost per booked haul. These are the main metrics that we'll focus on. And I'll kind of like real briefly go through it, right? So if we're looking at an ad funnel, so I'll show you guys right here. If we look at an ad funnel, right? So this is where most people go wrong. Most people, when they do ads, they do this. They just do this. This is all they do. They do an ad to an opt-in or to a lead form, to a VSL, to an application, to a call, right? This is great. This is great. But they don't take into consideration this thing here, our thesis. And this thesis is the difference between you spending 10 grand a month on ads and making 30K to you spending 10 grand on ads and making $1 million a month, right? Or 300 grand a month. This is how we preferably do our ads. We still do the same thing, but when a lead opts in, as soon as they opt in, we do two things. We send them to our email list, and the email list has a 12 email sequence that sends them back to the Facebook group, and then we start playing the organic game as fast as possible. We don't really care about the ads or the funnel. We don't really care about it. What we care is, how can we get people playing the game, playing our game on our field, right? Everybody's here is competing with ads, and their cost to advertise is going through the roof because they're not necessarily understanding the importance of owning attention and converting it through education and converting it down the line, right? But this is what is even better. When we get an opt-in, we get a triager, a growth specialist to call the lead in the first 5 to 10 minutes of them opting in. We're not waiting for them to book a call. We call them so we can convert that attention as fast as possible, right? And this lower end of the funnel, the things that most people don't see, is what actually makes ads profitable. And this is what Cole Gordon, Kai Baxter are doing to make, millions and millions of dollars per year or per month. And our goal is to try to implement this for all the clients, regardless if you're making 20K a month or $250,000 per month, right? But the most important thing with ads is that when you start spending money on ads, you get a fixed cost, or at least it kind of like stays steady to get someone to opt in, right? So you start paying $8 to, let's say, $25. Now, you guys saw that some clients are getting it for $4, others are getting both calls for $5. But that's not like it will regress to the mean. It will regress to the average. But let's say you're spending $8 to $28 for interest. For every single time you spend $8, you get someone interested. And let's say 1 to 3% click-through rate, and let's say it's costing you $30 to $80 for 1,000 people to see your ad, depending on the time of the year, the market segmentation, who you're targeting. And let's say you're spending $8 here, $8 to $20 here, and then you're getting $150 here for someone to actually fill in the application, and you're getting a 70, what? I would say that on the show up rate from here to here is not necessarily the best. I think you can get maybe like 50 to 60%. Casey, what do you think? You're muted. Gilles, could you make him a host too?
Yeah, the industry average is ideally 70%, right? So if you can get a 70% show up rate, you're in the good, you're in the clear. And then if you have a back end sales process on the back end and you dial that in, you can go collate all the remainder of that, which a lot of people neglect. 97% of the market does neglect. So it's how can you systemize the other back end to collect all that? But ideally 70%.
Yeah. So let's say, it goes from $150 to someone booking a call to $250, for the call to actually show up, right? So now the thing is cost per qualified book call. Okay, now this also takes into consideration that all the calls that come in are not necessarily qualified. So you also need to take into consideration that, hey, just because someone booked a call, that does not mean that they're qualified. So the cost of actually getting the right people is higher than the actual cost of booking a call, right? And then what we do is when the setter, the triager calls the lead, the goal is that 50% of every person who opts in will actually take the phone. So, and let's say, 50% of people who opt in are usually qualified. And let's say the average setter sets 50% of qualified. So that's 25 sets, right? And then live setter to close to show it rate. So like from them setting to them showing up is 70%. That means a 7.45 show, qualified show, I guess. And then with a closing rate of 30%, that's 5.25 closed deals, right? I won't go into this, but what it ends up happening is that, hey, if you close 30% of 17 people, I think that's the 6 people, right?
You're right.
That means that let's say you're spending 2,000, let's say you spend $2,000 on ads, and if we divide it by 6 deals, that's $333 per to acquire each client. And my question to you guys is, how many times would you spend $333 if you knew that each time you spent it, it brought back $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 back? You could spend it every single day. Like I would spend $1 million a day if I could do this, right? Which is what I'm about to start doing, right? Which is why I hired a CMO, because it's time to be leveraged. It's time to stop playing just the organic and outbound thing. I think we've dominated at that. I think it's time to actually level up. But Casey, I just wanted to kind of like let you kind of like speak for a few minutes and kind of like share your experience and also share
Of course. Before I do that, let's do this first. And to be honest, I had no clue I was presenting. So I don't got no fancy pictures, nothing like that, etc. But please, let's drop some W's in the chat if you guys are enjoying this right now. Drop some dubs. Give me some dubs. Let's get fired up. Give me some energy or something. There we go. I love it. So let's do this. I want to give you guys some background and maybe change your belief and give you a quick story. Is that going to be cool with y'all if I give y'all a quick story? Story time. Quick 2 minutes. Cool. So the first thing I want to start off with, and it's something that really helped me get through what I had to go through, is understanding this. There's more unqualified people doing things that y'all are way more qualified to do. You just don't know what you don't know. You just don't know what you don't know. Okay? So let me give you guys some context. If you're anything like me, I want to go ahead and address the elephant in the room. You're probably thinking, man, who in the hell is this guy? Why should I trust him? Who in the heck is he? Don't like him. He's a geek loser. I'm the founder of this company, CortanaX.io. I've helped software firms, private equity firms, et cetera, et cetera. I've been in this game for the past 5 years. So massive companies like Nitro.com, they're a $62 million Series A. iReview, $50 million company. OneText, the founders are the product leaders of PayPal, et cetera, et cetera. At my peak, did 87K. And I'll kind of circle back to that in just a bit. But I want to take you guys back a little bit, because it was not always sunshine and rainbows, right? Full transparency, I've been in this game 5 years. In the first 2 years, I struggled. I did the outbound. I did the emails. I did the cold DMs. I did the looms. I did the cold calls. And it was so tiresome to get people on a call to want to talk with me, right? Probably like a lot of you guys are facing right now. And full transparency, I was working a 9 to 5, wanting to quit, wanting to jump into the entrepreneur space. And I finally was able to get some clients in the door doing outbound. And so what did I do? I took a leap of faith. I left my corporate job doing tech sales. And guess what? I fell on my face, blew through almost 13K of my saved up money, and went homeless for about a month, right? Had to scramble back to find a job so I could pay rent and take care of my wife. So I got my job back. We're all good to go. Tried to jump back into it after struggling forever to land calls, doing email, doing cold DMs, doing cold calls. Landed a couple clients. Guess what I did? I jumped back into the game. Guess what happened? I fell on my face. And I would have went homeless again if it wasn't for my wife. Right? So as time went on, what I began to realize is that if you look at everybody online who's massive, and this is what I really had to understand, I kept seeing Cole Gordon.
Casey, if you can kind of like stop sharing your screen, if you, because people want to see.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to pull up something in just a second.
Yeah.
What I ended up realizing is that you had people like Cole Gordon, Ravi Abuvala, Tanner Chittister, et cetera, et cetera. All these guys I kept seeing every single day running ads. And I actually had a mentor at the time, right? And he said, you know what's funny? These guys weren't anybody before they were somebody. He said, but they became somebody because you thought they were somebody because you saw their face every day. And his idea was to push me to do ads, because what happens is inherently when you're running ads, you keep seeing someone's face. You're like, I think this guy's important. He has to be important. I keep seeing him. Who the fuck is this guy? All right. And so fast forward, not to bore you guys, what I ended up doing is I ended up looking at my Mint finances. I said, how much of this can I, by the way, I almost cried looking at it. How much of the money I'm spending on eating out can I allocate to running my own ads? Let me figure this out, because every single person in the game is running ads. Every single person. I'm done struggling. I'm done going homeless. I'm done doing all this crap. Let me allocate something. And so what did I do? I took $20 a day to figure out how to run ads. $20 a day. Let me really repeat that for those of you guys who probably are on your phone not paying attention, because this is super important for all of you guys. I went from being 15 fucking K in debt, struggling for 2 years, sending emails and DMs, to realizing everyone in the space who is selling appointment setters, who is selling content, who is selling X, Y, and Z thing, they are all selling something, but they're getting all their appointments via ads. What a coincidence, huh? What a coincidence. So what did I do? I took $20 a day and I threw into ads. And the rest is history. I mean, I don't have a presentation. I didn't even realize I was going to talk, but I want to show you guys something. Because at the end of the day, man, and I really hope I'm hitting y'all on the chest, yo, I'm no better than y'all. I went from struggling to being homeless, to being 15K in debt, pulling my hair out, to buying a Rolex. To buying another Rolex. Not just that. And again, this is not me being pretentious. I want to solidify something into you. To buying a $72,000 Tesla. Not just that. Because if any of you guys have a wife here, a happy wife is a happy life, as they say. I got one. She said, babe, I want one. I want a Tesla, babe. I need one. I need one. I said, okay, I got you, girl. I got you. I got you. I promise you guys right now, for any of y'all watching live or on the recording, I'm not fucking better than any of y'all. I'm not better than any of y'all. I just figured it out. Promise you guys that. You can figure it out. But I promise you the thing that really catapulted me was to invest in myself. I said, I'm taking $600 a day. No more coffee, no more Starbucks, babe. No Starbucks, no more. Don't do it to me. I'm throwing it into ads. And that completely 180'd me once I figured it out. And as Serge just showed you in the doc, we haven't even released anything into the program yet. And people are going crazy. I'm no better than y'all. Let me repeat that. Okay. You just don't know what you don't know. There's more unqualified people doing things that all 229 of you are 10 times more fucking qualified to do. You just don't know what you don't know. So back to you, Serge. Hopefully that hits someone.
Love it, love it, love it, loved it, loved it. Yeah, guys, for me, it's all about, for me, it's even bigger than just like, hey, what does it help you achieve? It's really going back to first principles. We all have the same amount of time in a day, but some people somehow end up achieving greater things than others. Why? It's simple. It's simple to answer that. Anybody who's doing better than you has more leverage than you. I'll say this again. Leverage is, can we all get like a group tattoo with called leverage? Just so we'd never forget it. I may put leverage, to be honest, because I'm not sure if you guys know, but like my back, I like to tattoo principles on my back, and maybe my next tattoo is going to be leverage, because because you keep forgetting, right? I told you guys that we all know the things we need to be doing to see success, but we don't change. We don't change. And you know what I did? I scaled clientacquisition.io to a good size organically, right? Oh, I'm a big shot. Oh my God, I step into, sometimes I go downtown and I have some people be like, hey, are you Serge? Or when I go to family, I'm like, my dad, when we go to Africa, you know, he's telling his old friends that like, hey, you know what? This kid makes $500,000 in a month. And it makes me feel good. I know, but you know, I'm a little jaded to the money now, but you know, I feel proud. I'm like, oh, I did something. I did something. For sure. It's not like I'm confident. I'm happy. But this got me deluded into thinking that I actually had achieved anything. I'm still acting like I'm dumb. Why? Because I'm not on fucking Facebook ad. I'm not advertising. Guess what? I learn, I know, but I'm not changing. So you know what I do? Hey guys, I need a CMO. Could I run ads myself? Fuck yeah. I could, bro. I could get on ads. It's just my ad account is a bit less restricted, but I could literally get on ads and run it myself. But do you know why? I know that my goal is to make it unreasonable for me not to change. So do you know what I do? I find someone like Casey and I'm like, hey, Casey, can you join our company? I'll make sure that we scale it so big that your dreams, all our dreams can be taken care of in our one organization. So I force myself to spend more money on his payroll. His salary is more money than I've ever spent on ads. Why did I do that? Because I'm changing my behavior. I'm learning to change. I don't just want to run ads. I want to make sure that I never stop running ads. How do you make that happen? You get the best strategy, best strategist, and you also get someone who can do it for you, or for, in this case, we're also going to be helping our clients. But now that Casey is in the company, we're going for sure on ads, because why else? What else is here? Is he here? That's what you guys need to understand. don't just be like, oh, Serge said ads is good and Casey said ads is good. Oh, but I'll do it one day. No, it's like, start tomorrow, start today. Force yourself to change. Put yourself in positions where you gotta change, right? But I'm not going to lie, leverage is one hell of a thing. But let's go real quick, right? So so again, our thesis, so it's the same thesis. It's just that one is done through organic, right? Organically. And this does wonders. Guys, I won't lie to you guys. You can make 100 grand a month just off of this. But paid ads just makes you achieve the results, the growth faster, way faster than the organic one does, right? Now, I'm going to transition into like how you guys can kind of like implement everything here today, right? So there are two ways to win with everything I just shared today. If you have a good market, if you have a decent offer, you can leverage these scaling protocols, this growth thesis, to scale your company to 100K per month, right? Or you can become a growth creator company. Could be an agency, you could be a consultant, you could be, doesn't matter what model you're in, you could be a coach, but become a growth creator for your clients. And you can scale to 100K per month, doing it for your clients in other verticals and generating them millions. We have clients who've done it in SaaS. I think I showed you guys the win from Lois. I think she's doing it for SaaS here. So this 14K, like she's getting 14K days, like $6 million companies, 14K wires from implementing in the SaaS industry. Muhiz, everyone who's in the short form content space, they're doing it for high ticket coaches and consultants, right? We also have agencies targeting, recruitment agencies, targeting e-commerce agencies, short form content agencies, local businesses implementing the same thesis. We also have people doing it for e-commerce, for investment offers. I'm sure you guys have seen people selling Amazon stores, automation stores, Shopify, like drop shipping stores. You can also implement this thesis there. You can go after real estate niche, after realtors, investors, do the same thing. You can go after people who sell information online. You can do it for them. The list goes on and on, right? Implementation path, guys, you can do it yourself. My COO was laughed at this picture, so I used it in the presentation. Or what you guys can do is, you can kind of like let client acquisition.io help you and leverage client acquisition track record and infrastructure, right? And I'll kind of like show you guys how we can help you guys real quick by showing you guys kind of like our flow here. But I'll come back to it after. So here is what we focus on for us. Our goal with client acquisition.io is to work on these two variables for you guys: rate of learning and rate of change. Okay. If you want to make 100 grand a month, we give you the 100K a month infrastructure and 100K a month. 100K a month insights, 100K a month infrastructure, right? How are we going to solve the insight problem? Because you need to learn, you need to be smart, you need to be one step ahead of most of your people. Well, you can access the training and material and SOPs around building and implementing everything that we just walked you guys through today. So problem one is how to find service market fit. You can literally just go sell this to any niche and vertical and you're going to kill it. How to find your core belief, giving your niche what it wants, framework around picking the most profitable segment, building frameworks around building cold-friendly offers, creating and choosing your mechanism through first principles, leveraging pre-mortems and other things that I didn't share, like pricing models, best guarantees for client acquisition offers, and giving the best thing away for free and creating no-brainer offers, right? So with our program, we're going to give people like kind of like an updated version around how to find service market fit. And then the second problem is solving client acquisition. We start with lead gen. How do you solve lead gen? How do you solve appointment setting? And how do you solve closing deals? Well, you need to get access to our organic 100K a month funnel. We're going to be giving clients the best performing acquisition workflows for all offers that client acquisition has worked on in the past. All the e-commerce agencies we've helped, everything is going to be documented. Short form content agencies that we've helped, everything is documented. Cold email agencies that we helped scale, documented. TikTok and UGC offer, documented SaaS offer, recruitment agency scaling offer, real estate lead gen offer, solar lead gen offer, coach and consulting offer, closer placement offer. All these offers that we've scaled in the past, we're going to give you guys the frameworks around the best acquisition workflows for all offers. Why? You can either use this to grow, maybe because you're an e-commerce agency, or you help e-commerce agencies scale, or you help SaaS businesses scale. And systems offer. Give you guys the best performing messaging angle for all offers, the best acquisition channels for outbound prospecting, leveraging $3 an hour sellers to book 100 meetings per month and get, 10 and 30K a month in new revenue added every single month. Client acquisition.io's 3-step conversation workflow to be used to book 300 sales calls a month. How we leverage Facebook and Facebook groups to generate 100 calls per month. How we leverage Instagram to book 1,000 calls in the last 12 months. How to profit process selling via sales. Super important. That generate 50 points per month without needing a setter. How to generate 14 calls per day with an email list. The best performing value videos for all offers we've worked on. How to leverage attention generating sales assets or hand raisers, like Mohiz calls them, to generate 300,000 views organically and 1,000 leads for free, right? Casey built all of this when it comes to 8-figure paid acquisition funnel, step-by-step SOPs, the foundational stuff on ads, Calendly, setting up everything, branding, marketing, lead gen. So there's a few types of marketing or advertising. You can either do lead gen, demand gen, or direct response, right? He's going to break down the VSL funnel, the VSL frameworks, pre-call homeworks, pre-launch economics, ad recording creation, Facebook fundamentals, ad strategies, systems, and funnels. So every single thing that you need to run ads profitably, you get access to, right? And also understanding the metrics and the KPIs. And then we also realize that the biggest thing that keeps most clients from not scaling fast enough is their lack of sales training. Like if you're someone who can't close, you haven't closed before, it is super important for you to master sales, because no matter how much attention you get, how many leads you get, how many appointments you get, if you do not know how to close, holy shit, are you in trouble, right? So we're going to be giving you guys access to like our sales material. And most importantly, we're going to be giving you guys the high ticket consulting and coaching offers, sales script, the scripts that we've built for appointment setting offers, scripts that we've built for short form and monetization offers, e-commerce offers, right? And next problem is content. I'm sure you guys see how important content is, because everyone who's doing content is kind of like making ridiculous amounts of money. So I wanted to kind of like solve this problem, which is how to create a brand with content, how content alone can make you earn $1 million per year. And something that has really changed the game for me is how to build a YouTube channel to become a $10 million a year funnel, how to create a channel that literally makes you 8 figures a year, right? And the next thing is how to craft high converting process selling via sales that you can actually sell people without having to talk to them, how to leverage content to attract A players. Everyone that is on my team would never have been on my team if I did not have content online, which is something that a lot of you guys don't understand. To get the A players, they need to find someone who is something. Nobody's going to come work for you if they think that you have nothing to add to their lives. Just like a prospect wouldn't buy from you if they think your thing is not valuable. If you don't have content online, if you don't have a presence online, and not just for you, but for your clients. Like I see a lot of people who sell acquisition offers and they don't help their clients get online with content. I'm like, what are you selling? Right? And then the last part, I think this is the last part, is the 5 hires you need to get to 100K per month, how to build a $1 to $6 million a year growth teams, right? So growth teams have been a game changer for us. So I want to kind of like give you guys a framework around building growth teams. Again, all these things you can use or to scale your business or to scale your clients, how to remove yourself from selling and ramp up sales teams, our 8-figure hiring systems, our productivity and accountability systems protocol, right? Now, this is just for material content. Now, how do we actually solve variable 2, which is change? Because our goal, you can probably find a lot of this stuff online if you wanted to for free. But really, for me, what I really care about is the following. How do we solve for the second variable, which is the most important one, the rate of change. Our goal is to get you doing the activities and the behaviors that normally takes founders 3 years to start doing. Again, I want every single person who works with us to go through 3 years of change in 4 weeks. In the first 4 weeks we work together, we want to get you to transform your behaviors. We want to take you from maybe someone who's in the basement making 10K, 20K a month, 30K a month, 50K a month, to making maybe $500,000 a month, to making 70K a month profit, right? To maybe eventually you become a member of the hundreds, where you have the potential to go through and make, 300K, $500,000, even $1 million a month, right? But the goal is like, how can we get clients going through this process as fast as humanly possible, right? And the only way we've been able to do it is by literally getting our clients, you, and client acquisition area growth consultants to go through our 4 weeks intensive implementation process where we solve these problems for you. And let me show you guys kind of like the process. It's really simple. Every single client who comes and works with us goes through this. Phase 1 is market and offer. Phase 2 is lead gen, appointments, and clients. And then the last phase is results and retention. Okay. When it comes to offers and market, what we want to do is we want to help you gather, we want to gather insights and resources. Like, hey, how much do you know about your niche? What is everything you know? And then we want to figure out, hey, who could get the biggest ROI from accessing them? So what is the promise, right? And then who can you almost guarantee success? Who has the highest probability of achieving that promise that you're making? And who has the capability to afford your service effortlessly? So we help you find the right segment of the market done for you. And then the next thing we do is we work on your offer and your sales argument. First things first, I don't know many people who push this, but I keep talking about this core belief thing because it's super important. You need to find one single sentence that when people hear it, they're like, okay, yeah, I need your service. So one exercise that we're getting every client or partner that we work with is we want to find what is the core belief that every person can believe to kind of like become a buyer. Then what we do is like, hey, what does the market want? How do they want to hear it? This is how we get resonance with our messaging. Then we want to work on the mechanism. How do you help your clients see results? How can we give it to them faster? So we're going to kind of like figure out, consult you on how you can build your offers so you can actually deliver results faster. We want to make sure that it's as effortless as possible. So, we have a pretty big operation, so we're pretty good with when it comes to operations. So we're actually going to consult you also in your operations. And then lastly, to make it a no-brainer offer, we're going to give you access to our pricing model, our guarantees, so you can kind of like show people that like, hey, okay, I want to buy, I want to spend 10, 20 grand, 30 grand with you, right? Once we're done, then we go. So this is like in the first week, right? In the like 7 days, 5 days later, after you start working with us, we work on the attention piece. We will start by figuring out, hey, how are we going to get you the attention? If someone doesn't have a lot of capital, then we're going to be like, hey, let's start with outbound. Let's start with organic. Let's do social outreach. If you have a little bit of capital and you want to experience the results faster, then we're going to be like, okay, cool. Let's build your acquisition on inbound with paid acquisition, right? If it's outreach, then we're going to help you pick the best performing platform for your offer, because we have a lot of data on a lot of offers. And then when it comes to the people, the mechanism that actually converted, then we build you the team that you need either for this or for this. I mean, this you won't really need much, just code and media. But for people doing outreach, we take care of everything. We place the setters in your company, or we help you build your growth team, right? Next thing is, if you're on ads, cool. Let's go over the outreach CRMs. Let's give you the sales assets. Let's get you, on paid ads. And most important thing is we'll also help you figure out the angle that you should push. Should you go direct response, or should you push the value approach? Our goal is to get every single member of the program to be getting 5 to 100 leads per day. If you're not getting 5 to 100 leads per day, I mean, it's hard for you to grow, right? And then the next thing we do is we walk you through how to own attention. How are we first going to get that attention? Outbound or ads? Cool. Where are we going to push it? To the Facebook group. Perfect. So we have a process around building Facebook groups. I believe we're working on a way to actually make it done for you, so we can actually build it for people, because there are a few steps to work on, right? But right now we just have step-by-step process on doing it. And then we get you access to the softwares you need to collect everybody's email and information. Then we get you on active campaign. Then we give you the sequences and everything you need. And we also give you go high level if you don't have it already. If you have it, cool. We're just gonna kind of like switch up things. Our goal is to get you owning attention to 1,000 people or more. Okay. Now, the next thing is education step. Everybody here needs to become good with creating long form content. And I'm not talking about shorts. It's good that you do shorts. It's amazing, but shorts is, it's short term. Like there's no money to be made here, right? Then we get you building a process selling VSL. Then we get you getting better at, leveraging emails, posts, or blogs. Then we show you how to distribute it, either in a conversation, either through outreach, or in your group, on YouTube, email list, or through an ad. Then we want to get you as many educated prospects every single day. Just like I showed you guys the win from earlier, it's like everybody who watches like this process selling VSL ends up buying. And then the last step is we help you build conversion mechanisms, get you creating attention generating sales assets, attention converting sales assets, more process selling VSL, get you setters who actually can convert people in a conversation, retargeting ads, sales, give you access to our $4 million sales script and the sales systems you need to convert everyone into a client. So every single step you need to go from here, having the market offer attention, own attention, educate attention, convert, we take care of, right? And then the last step is, how do you actually retain your clients? This is something that we haven't been doing, but now that we're going to be pushing the growth creator offer, we really want to show people how to design their client journey flow, their onboarding systems, onboarding call structure, communication, how to set it up, how to manage everything, and getting your clients results. So you literally get access to every single thing that not only gets you the results and the money you need to be making, but also how do you position your operations so you never not deliver results and retain your clients. And this is done in the first 4 weeks, right? So we give you the protocol, the knowledge, and in the first 4 weeks, we kind of like build everything out with you, right? And this is like 200K worth in value, right? So today, again, this is me just making an offer to you guys. If you guys would like to work with us, right? I would like to tell you guys that we're actually rebranding the program from $500,000 program to growth creator program. Why is that? Because if we look at the wins, if we look at Mohiz, if we look at Lois, if we look at Chen, everybody who's pushing anything related to acquisition, Jirov, Tao, Caleb, Grant, all these people are making hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Augustine pushing in the Argentinian market, he's making 170K per month. He joined the program while he was making 10K a month. In 4 months later, he just hit 170K. And what is he doing? He's just building setters and appointment setting teams for his getting people into appointment setting world and getting people into the helping them with their acquisition. And he's literally implementing everything we've done in our market into the Latin market, and he's killing it, right? Dennis, same thing. Jimmy, same thing. Mohiz, Alex Pivinsky, that I just showed you guys, who closed a 16K deal. He also eventually closed a 15K deal, as you guys can see. I was like, oh my God, there's the how do we call it? Like when the truth is just in front of you, the truth is right here. So I'm like, well, guys, let me just update the name of the program and let me actually call it Growth Creator Program, because everybody who's kind of like implementing our thesis is seeing success, not just for themselves, but also for their client. So I decided to rebrand the program to Growth Creator Program, because we just create growth in companies. It's a 6-month program and the price is 20K. Okay, 6 month, 20K. It's the price of the thing. If you are interested in this offer, all you have to do is kind of like click this link, speak with my team. I think we have 3 spots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots left. We're going to be taking calls today and tomorrow with anyone who's interested in this, because I think that this is going to be a game changer for everyone. And we're already doing it, right? But here is the mission of the company. Our mission is give as many entrepreneurs a purpose, then equip them with the insights and the infrastructure they need to realize their potential as fast as humanly possible, so they can get to experience and enjoy life's greatest gift, which is time. I don't necessarily care about you guys spending time with me learning. I just care about you guys actually implementing everything to actually start generating the attention, owning the attention, converting that attention with educational assets to actually see results, right? And the Growth Creator Program does the following. The Growth Creator Program allows you to have access to 3 years of insights and data around everything we've done around scaling organic service businesses, agencies, consultancies, coaching companies, every single thing. And most importantly, you're going to now access people, the systems, and the softwares that will allow you to go from strategy to implementation to results faster than any program on the market right now. You're accessing more than just valuable information. You're unlocking the future insights and the essential components that you can leverage to bring the future to reality, right? We believe that everyone deserves to run an organization that not only creates the value in the world, but also generates enough profit for the founder to be in the position to take care of everyone they love while becoming a source of inspiration for future generations, right? You can take everything you're buying access to and to scale your company to either $500K a year, or you can leverage it to make $500K a month, either for you or for your clients. The choice is yours. Now, the program is not actually launched yet. We're launching it July 1st. Okay. So July 1st is when we're launching everything. So yeah. Anybody has any questions? If you have any questions, please put it in the comment, because I'm about to go through a special phase. Guys, you guys know that every Webby, I just make really stupid good offers. I'm about to make you guys one. And I think you guys are going to love it. I would love this offer, but check this out. Oops, I was about to leave the meeting. That's crazy. I'm hosting the Webby and I'm about to leave. So we can only onboard 10 people every 4 weeks because of the way that we're going to give access to our clients, access to our infrastructure, right? So 10 clients every 4 weeks, but we're looking for our first 5 members of the Growth Creator Program. And we got something special for the first 5. If you want to join, if you want to be part of the first 5, you get access to our old price, which is $15K. That's what we're selling $500,000 for. Hundreds and hundreds of clients have gone through it. And you guys can kind of like, all these people, everyone here has gone through $500,000, right? I'm sure you guys know this meme, but for $15K, 6 months of work, I think that's pretty worth it, in my opinion, right? But check this out. I always like to throw in a little bonus. So for the first person who want to work with us on this Growth Creator Program, you get 1 week retreat for free with clientacquisition.io in 4 weeks. You get to come and join us in Spain. Okay. We're doing a retreat here, not just here, but I actually rented a few more villas. This is the second one we rented, and this is the third one we rented, and we're also going to be going on a yacht. I don't think this girl is going to be there, but it's still a yacht. But rented 2 yachts, so we're going to be doing crazy events for a whole week. You're going to be able to join us, and we can just network and connect, and you're also going to meet a bunch of other entrepreneurs making 6 figures, multiple 7 figures, even some people who are doing millions per month. And we're spending a week in Spain just because why wouldn't we celebrate success? What is the point of working so hard if we can't go and enjoy it? So I'm spending, I think, 10K just on these villas a day, right? So you're going to come here, enjoy the time. I have my brother coming over. We're going to be, shooting crazy content, right? I also have Jirov coming through. So Jirov is paying though. He's not getting it for free. Everybody who's coming at the retreat is paying 5K USD. So, but you get this for free, but only one person, right? If you're watching this recording, I don't necessarily think this one is going to still be available, but maybe another time, but it would still be worth it to book a call. But so you get this. You also get new training material. So everything that I want, just walk you guys through, the assets, the material, the paid ads, the organic outreach via sales, everything, you get access to it. But something to clarify, we release it on July 1st. Okay, it's not yet ready. Like if you sign up today, the actual material and the process is all launched July 1st. Okay, you're also going to get access to growth specialist program, and you can leverage it to train your own growth team. One of the biggest thing that we get a lot of people asking us, like, hey, Serge, do you help someone build a growth team? If you're a partner in the hundreds, we will do it. If you're in our flagship program, we cannot do it because it requires a certain level. It's a complex process, right? But what we're going to do is we're going to give everyone access who joins the Growth Creator program, access to 50 hours, like not 50 hours, but like 50 modules around building a growth team that our growth specialists who've bought access to the program have been using to book 33 calls in a day, 6 B2B and 27 B2C. This other guy is also booking 36 calls last week. Odo is pushing a short form content offer. He joined the growth specialist program and actually closed his first short form content. He's not even in any of our main programs. So we're going to be giving you guys away this for free included, so you can train your own team with it. More meetings, book 126 meetings. You're going to get access. So this is something that we haven't done yet before, right? But my head of success, Haisam, is actually has his own agency on the side, right? He helps insurance agents. And what I told him is, since we're now becoming a growth creator program, our goal is to almost be giving people every single acquisition strategy that exists. We want to be offering it to our clients, because some people may come in with lead generation offers. Other people may just be appointment setting. Other people may be cold email. So I asked him, like, hey, we need a 50K a month lead generation offer and a fulfillment process for local businesses. So if you're targeting local businesses, you're going to be getting access to this. Okay. You're also going to be getting access to our 50K a month appointment setting offer and fulfillment process. So everything we've documented and material we've created, you can leverage and create a 50K a month client acquisition agency and consultancy. So this is from our old $500,000 program. Everything like client acquisition systems, everything, like, oh my God, there's so much material here that you can leverage and go kill it, right? And first, this is probably the most important thing, but every client who joins the Growth Creator program gets this. You get to access our $7 million a year setter placement infrastructure to serve your clients. Okay. What this means is you never need to source, hire, or train and keep setters accountable. Instead, you get to leverage client acquisition.io's infrastructure. We have 21,000 setters. Trainings happening every single day. Okay. And let me show you guys something. When you want a setter, all you have to do is this. We've built this platform so you can come here and take the skill. Do you need someone who's trained on LinkedIn? Cool. Do you need someone who's trained on Facebook? Cool. Do you need someone who's trained on Twitter? Perfect. Let's look at the loom that she made, right? You play it, you like her, and you like what she does, you can kind of like click on hire, right? And then if you want, you're also going to get access to a specific amount of tokens. So this means that every single client, when you become a growth creator, you get to leverage what we've built internally. Okay. So imagine you're a short form content and you want to introduce monetization. You're going to need setters for your clients. Or maybe you want to help SaaS companies book calls. How are you going to do it? You can go on onlinejobs.ph and try to do it yourself, hire people, but you are not going to be able to pull it off like we have been able to do it. So I'll try to show you guys real quick. So we have this community of setters on behalf of our clients so that you don't have to do it. So every single day they're talking, every single day they're being placed. Wins channel, wins are popping off. booked meetings for someone who's targeting agency owners, booked meetings for someone who's targeting coaches and consultants, booked meetings for someone who's targeting sports e-com, more agency owners, business coaches, more e-commerce, maternity, so that's e-com, Instagram. So you get to get access to this pool of setters without you having to do it. Like, you don't have to work. I've spent the last 3 years dealing with this, okay? So every client who comes in, I want to provide you guys with the infrastructure that you guys need to go ahead and do what? Serve your own clients. So now you're not buying access to just, how do I scale my company? But what did I tell you guys? We're playing the Amazon game here. I'm past this game of just playing a baby game. I want to solve every single thing that you guys would ever need to grow. Okay. So this SaaS thing, we're using it. We're now getting, so every client is going to be getting, again, there is a limited, you can't get like infinite amount of VAs. Eventually, if you want to really serve all your clients, you may need to pay a little bit more eventually once you have a lot more clients, right? So there will be a cap, or you can pay to get more. So essentially, we're going to fulfill your setter on your setters, right? And yeah, we get a lot of meetings in every single niche. So as you guys here can see, every single day, like the 21st, VAs are booking calls every single day of the week, right? And then we also, so for clients, we're also going to be giving you guys access to Serge.ai. This is a tool that we use to kind of like track all our appointment setting on social media. So you kind of like have pipelines, you have DMs, you have our workflow. Every single thing you need to manage your outreach is here. You never need to leave and go on Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. You have everything in one, right? And then the next thing is, so yeah, we use Serge Chat to kind of like manage our appointments. That's how we're able to do 33 appointments in a day, 45, 29. And the next thing is, we also are going to be giving you guys access to this Instagram outreach tool. I can't tell you guys, but unfortunately, we do everything. So maybe eventually sometimes we're going to get our flowers for what we do. But this is a tool that all you have to do, let's say you're someone who has clients on Instagram, your VAs just has to do the lead list, pull the leads, and this tool is going to send DMs on your behalf. And once you get replies, you just come in here and you convert them into, so as you guys can see, like, look, 7:56 a.m., 7:48 a.m. today, 7:35 a.m., 7:25 a.m., 7:13, 7:05, 6:42. And the VA is not doing this. The automation is doing it. So now Instagram outreach, even the VAs that we place in your companies become leveraged. They just find the leads, put them in this tool, Instagram outreach gets done. So now, instead of maybe spending $15 a day on VA, which is already cheap enough, okay? If you're complaining about VA salary, you're crazy, right? But what we want to do is, even the VAs, their time is valuable. So we want them more leverage. We want them finding the best quality leads. So now every client gets what? Gets access to this tool to do their own outreach on Instagram, okay? That's another bonus that's included. And this has, we've done this in financial advisors, chiropractors, personal injury, med spas, lawyers, all that good stuff. And then another value is Casey, who's our CMO, is going to help you set up and launch paid acquisition if you are qualified for it. If you do not have the resources, we're not going to get you on ads. But if you have the resources and you have the courage, I think ads takes courage. It's not just money. You need to be willing to spend money. What we want to do is we want to get your results as fast as possible. So when you join and you're like, hey, Serge, I just want to hit the ground running. I don't care about spending money. I just want to experience success fast. Cool. Let's get the ads tracking sheet ready. Let's get you the triage setting ready. Let's show you how to hire a triager. Let's help you promote it. Let's get you the GHL inbound pipeline and workflow snapshot. Let's get you the VSL created, and let's get you running ads, right? This is a client who literally launched everything himself, and he's getting like 3 leads at $3 a piece. And he says that, hey, this method right here is gold. My lead cost is down to like $2 after I made the changes. And this is the client who was booking like $15 per call, right? You're going to get access to Muhiz Consulting. So Muhiz does consulting once a week. So I hired Muhiz to kind of like do consulting because I'm not necessarily sure from content agency owner. So he has more insights into it. But the reason why I wanted him in place is because he also has gone through the transition of monetization. So he also actually is a white label partner. So some clients actually partner with him so he can fulfill. So you go from show from content agency struggling to make money to making multiple 6 figures, maybe even 7 figures. Okay. You're going to get access to weekly sales training. So we're actually going to be doing breakdown of calls that close and reviewing our clients' calls. So if you have, let's say, like 4 or 5 calls and you still haven't closed, we have a system where you throw in, you put in your call recording, we review it, we give you things to change, then you get to changing it. Because we realize that like not controlling sales is the most crucial thing ever. We need to be helping every client become a great closer, or in the program, you get access to material on how to actually hire closers. I keep telling you guys about leverage. If I was starting back again, I would probably just hire a closer before I try to learn sales myself, or while I learn sales myself, okay? Ads Lab weekly call. So we're gonna break down our ads, break down your ads or your client's ads and how to optimize them. So every single week you can come on, learn either how client acquisition .io is running their own ads, or you can share your ads, share your screen. Let us go through your ad account. Let's say everything that's broken. Let's review everything, your metrics. Or if you have a client that you're running ads for, just come in and let's show you how we would do it. And I'll have one weekly call with me where I go over, acquisition, offer, content, and operations. And for the first time, Katie is going to be joining and doing weekly calls. So she's going to be coming down and sharing with you guys what, $500,000 a month, $1 million a month business systems look like and operations, right? And this is something that I wanted to do. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to share this sheet, but because we didn't have time to prepare it. But what we're going to be doing in the program is we're going to be doing breakdowns of our best performing clients, whether they were a coach, a consultant, an agency into SaaS or ecom. We're going to be I'm sure you guys have seen the foundational sheets, but we're going to be looking at their offer, looking at client acquisition. What was their positioning? What was their messaging? What was the VSL? What was the value video? What was the script that they used to close? What was their team structure? What was their paid ads funnel? How were they fulfilling? And we're going to create like breakdowns of case studies, right? Of case study breakdowns of the most performing clients. And we're going to have a section in the program where you can kind of like go in and look at everything. Why? Because maybe you're the same client, you're in the same shoes, or you're pushing this, their transformation as a growth creator. Okay. And another bonus is you get access to 7-figure sales systems to support the new volume. I'm sure that you guys, may see all this and be excited, like, oh my God, it could literally make it unreasonable for me not to kill it. Now, here's the thing. You don't sustain, it's not, if just because you can make 100 grand a month, 1 month, does not mean that you're a 100K a month business owner. You need systems to consistently generate that attention and to sustain that attention. So by the way, before Katie joined the company, I paid her 25K to come in and build all this stuff in our company. Call booking funnels, video sales letter script and nurture leads, triage call booking link, triage call sequences, call confirmation, canceled calls, no shows, strategy calls to maximize profits, call confirmation, cancel calls follow-up sequence, sales opportunity tracker, right? Revenue, appointment setting performance, sales performance, daily reports, sales CRM and infrastructure, 7-figure pipeline if you have a discovery, strategy, and sales, opportunity management, sales attribution, how do you actually know where the source, the setter, the sales rep, follow-up system for setters, follow-up system for triagers, follow-up system for sales reps, identifying ascension opportunities, centralized SMS, email communication with leads, revenue tracking notifications, like if you want to start getting notification on Stripe or Discord, Slack, everything is going to build. Sales training, end of day reports. These are super important for your setters, your VA, or your triagers or your sales reps. End of day reports templates to manage team performance, monthly goal setting, sales goals, systems, setting goals and systems, and 7-figure systems and tech support channel. So this is going to be, so we're going to be doing a call. We're going to be getting access to all this stuff that you would normally pay a lot of money for, right? And we're also going to be adding a channel on Discord to kind of like, if you have any questions about systems, you can do it, right? And last but not least, for the first 5 people who join, I'm going to be doing a one-on-one call with them. I normally, since we've launched the hundreds, I stopped. I'm going to stop doing like, I don't do one-on-ones anymore with people in $500,000 just because I cannot scale. My time is so, like, as we get a lot of clients, it's impossible for me to speak with every person. But for the first 5 people, we're going to get, I'm going to get on a one-on-one call with you guys, right? If you want to join the hundreds, you're also welcome. But right now we're not onboarding anyone for the hundreds. Again, just to remind you guys, you can access and leverage the insights and infrastructure you need to scale your business to 100K per month or more, or simply leverage everything you'll access and become a growth creator and just go help all these verticals. Every service business out there, you can help them. And I mean, I'm showed you guys the results from clients. It speaks for themselves. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the chat. But I want to walk you guys through the cost of not leveraging our program. Hiring each team member separately, like if you were to just go ahead and let's say buy services from each member of my team, you would have to spend 150 grand per month, right? Because that's what I spend every month. If you could hire a consultant to help you find a winning offer, that's probably going to cost you $5,000 to $10,000. I know people are selling this offer out there for 10 grand, and it's like they don't even know what they're telling you, right? Or you could spend 45 grand on programs to go and learn everything, because I'm sure you can get this from, you can get this from different people, right? You can spend 4 years figuring out, like I did personally. And then in 2017, in 2027, you will be ready to actually start winning, right? Because this is going to take time. You can spend your days on websites like onlinejobs.ph, interviewing setters, keeping them accountable, end up angry and frustrated with your appointment setting company. Because I'm sure if you're here and you're running an appointment setting agency, or I know how hard it is to manage setters, you feel the uncertainty that comes from going at it alone, right? I'm sure you guys have felt, what it feels like when you don't have a team, when you don't have people around you motivating you or keeping you accountable. Or some people, the mistake they do is they join other communities with lower level entrepreneurs and feel good for a second that you're an average entrepreneur, but sad long-term because you didn't have an environment that didn't tolerate your BS. When you come in our community, and you think that we're going to tolerate you being average, is impossible. If you come and you're not solving a problem, let's say you come on a call and you're telling me like, hey, I've been struggling, I've been stuck at this for 1 month. I'm gonna be like, what? Like, why? It is almost irresponsible to be stuck at a problem that, one second. So this is what happens. This is why community is super important. Why would you get stuck at a problem that 50 people have already solved? Can someone please explain this to me? You're in a community. Someone else has already solved the thing. You're actually seeing wins every single day from people winning, right? I'll show you guys real quick. And you're still, you can't tolerate even your own, one second, I'll show you guys. If you come here and you look at this client, let's say he just closed 8.4K plus 30% commissions, right? This guy just closed a 9K build and release offer. Why would you say that you're struggling from scaling your offer? Can someone please tell me? Right? It's because if you're in a community of people who doesn't keep you accountable to what your potential is, then you're in the wrong community. Get out of there. Get out of there. Maybe even ask for a refund, right? Maybe use it towards our program. And waste leads, right? If you're not making 100K per month this month, you're losing 100K a month. A lot of people think that, oh, just because I'm not there yet, I'm not losing anything. No, trust me. Trust me. You're losing money every month. You don't make money, right? Waste sales calls, same thing. If you're not closing deals, you're not making 100K a month, you're losing 100K a month. Stop thinking that just because you're not making money, or you're not making, let's say, 200 grand a month, that you're not losing 200 grand a month. Every month you don't make money, you're losing, right? Or you're losing clients. I know a lot of people who kind of like do acquisition or have a hard time delivering results to their clients, and they can't sustain high revenue, right? And for me, this is kind of like the most important thing that I want you guys to understand. It's best to pay a high price for what you want and need to grow than to pay the cost that comes with not getting what you need and want in order to grow. A lot of people are afraid of the price, right? They may see, oh, 15K, 20K, and be like, oh my God, it's so expensive. I know it is expensive because what you're getting is not cheap, right? But what you should be more afraid of is the cost of not getting what you actually need to grow. There is price and then there is cost. Price is what you pay to get the thing you want. Cost is the price you pay for not getting what you want. It's like half-assing it, right? Price today is 15K. Again, we have payment options. So if you're someone who's like, hey, I don't have 15K cash right now, but or I can't put 15K on a credit card. Some people have Amexes, so that works out. But if you want to like break it up over a few months, we can do that too. But the price today is 15K. Next month, July 1st, once we launch it, is going to be 20K. And by the way, it's 20K USD, not Canadian. I know I'm a Canadian, but Jesus Christ, I don't make money as a Canadian, right? And I don't pay my team either in Canadian. So your dreams, your potential, a lifetime of average results. This is the price. This is the cost. This is the price. This is the cost. If you're willing to trade your dreams, your potential, and a lifetime of average results, that's totally fine. You can avoid the price. But if you'd rather pay this price and avoid this cost, then please come and work with us, right? Again, if you guys want the link, I'll put the link in the chat. So everyone can access it. And yeah, so again, this is what really makes me excited about working with client acquisition and the company that we're building, is that you're not buying access to just a program or community or setters. What you're buying access to is a platform, and you're buying access to leverage. You're buying access to leverage by working with us. The same way that Amazon helps people with their customer service audience pack boxes is the same way that we want to help you run your growth creator offer. And again, a growth creator can be a coach, an agency, a consultant. It doesn't matter. As long as you implement our growth thesis, we're going to help you unlock outbound prospecting, unlock the people issue, unlock the scaling protocol that you need to be able to serve your clients better, paid acquisition, systems, and audience, right? Our onboarding process, before I go over the agreement, I just want to show you guys what it looks like. Just so you guys know what to expect. In the onboarding, so this is going to be like the onboarding page. Once you, of course, speak with our team, all you have to do is just click on onboarding. You're going to need to go through these questions. Okay, so check out these questions. Our goal is not just to, like, this is where we're different. What we're trying to do is we're trying to uncover your current situation. Okay, we're trying to figure out your business performance and goals. Where are you trying to be? Where are you trying to go to? And then we're trying to figure out, hey, what are your constraints and challenges? Tell us what's stopping you from generating that revenue next month. So I ask you, hey, what is your 12-month goal? And then I'll ask you, hey, why can't it be done next month? And then you're going to tell me the main constraints that would keep you from not achieving that next month. So that means that when we're onboarding you, guess what we solve first? That main constraint, right? We look at how you've been acquiring clients. We look at your closing rate. We look at if you have a CRM. We look at, hey, are you working on anything else that isn't your business? We've realized that clients who work with us, there's really 5 main things that keep people from scaling their business. There's really 5. Their focus. Are they focusing on too many offers, or are they still working a job? 2, do they have time to allocate to the commitment that they have? If someone is not ready to invest the time, they see less results. Second thing is, do you have cash flow, right? Do you have a little bit of cash flow to be able to reinvest in your company? So we ask you, hey, how much are you comfortably able to spend on acquisition monthly? Because we're trying to figure out, hey, do we push this business on a more cost-effective process, or do we get them to see results fast, right? We also trying to figure out, hey, how many employees do you have? Okay. And then lastly, we kind of like, what is the thing that in the first 7 days that we can solve to make the investment in the program a no-brainer, right? and then you book your call in the first 24 hours, 48 hours, right? And best of all, this is it. We have a guarantee. If 6 months from now you haven't made your investment back, meaning more than the money you invested or more, and you took every actions that were required, you get a refund. So the only risk of working with us is the following: you invest and end up getting a refund, or you invest and end up learning, building the machine that creates your dream life to the point that every year you actually send me 15 grand just to thank me for getting you to invest into your business, right? But guys, Growth Creator Program launches on the 1st of July. And first 5 people, again, you guys saw the bonuses, you guys saw the price. It's 15K, 6-month program. And but I'd love to have someone come and join us in Spain. And see. Now let's go over some anybody's good? Any question? But yeah, guys, like it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. You guys are, I've shown you guys the results. Muhiz was broke. He couldn't even buy our $2,000 placement setter program, right? He couldn't even buy it 6 months. Like in October, he couldn't buy. Now he's told his mom, like, hey, don't worry about the groceries. I got it. See, like, this is the type of stories that I like. I want people who are killing it. And Muhiz is just implementing this growth thesis, right? And I've yet to see anyone fail from implementing what we do, right? I've leveraged it to make millions, come in and leverage it to kill it, right? So yeah, let's go over questions. Can I get the form for questions, please?
On the chat.
Amazing. All right, thank you. Reg, can you send it to me again?
I DM'd it to you on Discord.
Amazing. All right. All right, cool. We're gonna go for an extra 20 minutes on questions, and then we can kind of like finish this. So and then yeah, anybody, so guys, please add your questions right now if you have any questions about the pricing and everything like that. Let's get to it. So Greg asked, do you have a growth specialist sending VSL as well as they book a call? Yeah, you can when the setters or the VAs or the growth specialist sends the VSL, the VSL converts the people on their own. Like, you don't actually need they'll follow up, right? But the VSL does all the converting. Edward said, any tips on what to do in a third world country where business are not making that much money? Don't do business in third world countries. Not directly related to client acquisition. When you scale to 100K, can you do that with an overseas team, or do you need to hire? My team is all over the globe. I have people in UK, Italy, Philippines, Lebanon. So I don't have a team necessarily here. Kyle, what sort of pricing method would you recommend for a consultancy that teaches lead gen through automating inbound and outbound? I'm finding it hard to price my service as clients need to pay for the majority of the outbound tools. You can just charge a lot. I mean, guys, I told you 10K or more, and just figure out a way to make sense of charging 10K, right? Emilio said, we are reaching prospects from your IG account or other. You're kind of like, we actually have a bunch of VAs for our clients that they use. So when a client does outreach, we provide them with a pool of warmed up accounts. Now, it's not as easy, but like, yeah, VAs use their own accounts. Roshan said, hey, my VAs are having bad conversations. You use VSLs. We don't get VAs to do conversation. We use a process selling VSL. Related to my previous question, when you get attention, you are also getting the talent's attention. But how do you systematize the hiring process consistently? We have hiring VSLs. So we have a hiring play like database and everything like that, right? Kyle said, what tool or software do you use to send follow-up messages on social media platforms? We don't have an automated way of doing it. We just use Serge chat to kind of like keep track of the conversations. How often do you update the organic process? I mean, as often as we see what works, right? So every time we see a new process that works, then we're actually getting we're revamping the process. What if you need coaching on the administrative systems, project management, finances? What do you mean by this? I don't know. Are you saying like, what if you need coaching on the administrative systems? Like, are you asking like internally for us as a client? Well, if you do, then we're just going to show you how it's done, or we're going to coach you. I'm not sure if you're talking about serving your own clients. But yeah, we would solve this. Like Katie on a call during the week, you could ask her about project management. She's pretty good at that. Finances, getting talent, service fulfillment. Roshan asked, how do you deal with the chaos while scaling from 10K to 30K a month? You hire people. Every time I try to scale, everything breaks, team systems. It's about turning this into, so the team that gets you to 10K a month is probably not the same team that will get you to 50K a month. And this is something that most people doesn't understand. Talent changes. Like you can't scale with the same team to, let's say, $1 million a month that made you 100K a month. You got to improve the talent. So for me, I bring people outside or we, level up the team so that we can become better. Just like if you are an entrepreneur that makes 10K a month, you're not an entrepreneur that makes 100K a month, right? Will current clients get access to any of this? We're still figuring out how we're going to introduce and position the new upgrade. Some of all the features we can't give it to everyone because it's not possible because it's capped. But yeah, we're going to definitely give clients access to some of this new stuff. And by the way, if you're an ACB and you want to join Growth Creator Program, whatever you spent on any program before this, let's say you were in the VA Setter program or you were in ACB, whatever you spent on those programs, you get them discounted on the cost of Growth Creator, right? So if you spend 15K to join the ACB, you get Growth Creator for 10K. Because this is something that I always promise clients. It's like, if you do business with us on our lower ticket stuff, which we stopped doing now, you can use that price as a discounted thing on joining our flagship thing, which is going to be becoming a Growth Creator. Atanas said, oh, that's a nice name. What is the process of VA outreach? What is the role of the setters? I believe I've kind of like explained this on YouTube. So I can kind of like, I'll share a YouTube video of how I did it because it will take a lot of time for me to break down everything. What kind of approach should be done for content marketing and IG outbound? Is it going straight to the point or not waste time? No, we have a specific message around, you need to give someone something that they can say no to. And once they say yes, then you offer them the process in a video. How long do you recommend doing consultancy for a client? As long as they need it. How would you approach this as a beginner? I would approach it bit by bit, man. Just one step at a time. Maybe you start by doing the thing for someone in a company, and then you become leveraged by hiring a team and getting the team to do it for your clients, right? Is this offer only for established agencies or anyone just starting out? Well, Antonio, my question to you is, by starting out, what do you mean? Because Muhiz was technically starting out, but he had knowledge of the space, right? Now, am I like, if you've never gone through a course, you've never been stuck in the basement learning for 6 months, then this is not necessarily going to make you rich in a day, right? So this is not necessarily for beginners starting out, like, oh, but like if you're like Muhiz, where you had gone through all this stuff, now you have a bunch of knowledge, but you still feel like, man, I'm missing this one thing. and you just have capital to invest, then I'll be like, yeah, this works for you. But I wouldn't say that like I can take a kid from or someone in the street and just turn them into a multiple six-figure, $500,000, $1 million earner a year. That would be harder. It would take longer, right? It would take maybe 12 months and things like that, right? If I had to get a sales rep, should they be responsible for outbound sales, such as cold calling? That's if they're open to it. Advice for someone that would be, 100% do this if they had the money. Get the money and do this. Like there's no other way around it, right? I mean, money, if you don't have money, it just means that you're not, I don't know. Some people borrow money, but like for me, I don't really like to do it. And we're starting this finance. I think, Casey, we're going to do financing for people. So if you're like in the States or Canada and maybe in the UK or Europe or whatever, like there are financing companies where you can get the money to actually sign up. But for me, it's like, hey, if you don't have money, that's totally fine. Don't put yourself into debt to join. Like you'll join eventually. We're not going anywhere. Charge 10K plus with no social proof. Well, so this is the thing. Charge 10K plus with no social proof. Create social proof. Or are you trying to sell the Porsche out of that crazy dealership? Why would you sell the Porsche out of that dealership if you know that that dealership is not something they should sell a Porsche out of, right? Advice for someone who's not trying to stay in the average life. Solve problems for people. When prospecting, how do you deal with leads who say yes to the call and then ghost you? You follow up. Question: how can I hire some VA setters from you to get to 20K and then apply to Growth Creator? Guys, we realize that like it's good to kind of like give you guys the setters, but it's doing you guys a disservice because getting a VA is not really going to change your problems, right? And a VA or a setter is not really going to make you 50K a month. There's so many more problems that you need to solve. And I realized I made the decision that, hey, I would rather give someone everything than give half of it just so that I can make money. Like that's not like we would rather everyone here just come and go and figure out everything on their own, because you can figure it out. You can use a website like onlinejobs.ph and you can easily find a VA. Like it's like $60, right? When you do get to a point where you have the capital, and to get started, you don't necessarily need the 15K up front, right? I told you guys, you can get a payment plan and pay over a few months. But I wouldn't say we're not going to be placing setters. We just want to have one thing and we do everything for you. Like Amazon does not say, hey, come in and then we'll only pack your box, right? They do everything, and that's the value, right? Does VSLs work through email? Yes. Yes, you can use the same process selling VSL in email. How can you change your mindset to think that 10K a month is not that crazy? You make 10K a month. You're not going to stop thinking that 10K a month was crazy if you don't make it. Thoughts on paper results and free trials? Yeah, you can do it if you're starting out. What do I need to hire? Who do I need to hire to go from 10K and 50K? What talent and what incentives? Join the program and you'll see it, right? How to shift the shark mindset, like you said in the beginning. Start making money, start taking action. I think you don't change by thinking, you change by changing your behavior, right? So change your actions. What's your plan to hit 100 mil a year? Do you believe that your Growth Creator program is possible? No. So this is my goal with the Growth Creator program. Okay, I'll show you guys this. So someone comes in, goes into the Growth Creator program, starts making 50K, I would say even 100K a month. Then they become a partner and we take them to 500K to 1 mil per month. Then we just repeat this. So the goal is, if you join the program and you become a really good case study, I'll gladly be like, hey, would you want me to be a partner in your business? And let me just scale the hell out of your company. Let us rebuild your fulfillment. Let us rebuild everything and everything. Now there is a potential to hit 100 mil in revenue. not necessarily just for my business, but from all the partners businesses that we have, we can do that, right? But the Growth Creator program is not, but the Growth Creator program will create more 7-figure earners than anything else. Should I book a call if I have 1,000 to invest and willing to get creative with the 600? $1,000 is not really going to cut it to get started. So I would suggest go get the money, or go get the loan. We're doing the calls today and tomorrow, but you can always shoot me a message or book a call later on. Now, 20K is still going to be, 20K starts like next month. So if you can get it before July 1st, that would be good. How did you come up with ideas and were able to create the value in your programs? I spent a lot of time learning. If I join the program, can I choose my bedroom in the villa? I mean, you're gonna get to choose. I mean, not really, because you're already coming for free, brother. But you're gonna get to choose your. Okay, so this is it. Whoever plane lands first gets to choose the bedroom. You know, like it's like you're going on a trip with friends. Whoever gets there first gets to pick the best bedroom. It's not like someone is gonna get there and be like, "Hey, get out of the bedroom," right? Following up with my question with the automator, do you think my port of call is to invest in creating automated follow-up? Do you think my port of call, my post of call? Automated follow-ups. No, you're not. You don't build a SaaS. Come on, man. Building a SaaS is crazy, right? All right, cool, guys. So, that's pretty much it. Again, if you guys want to join Growth Creator program, join. I'd love to have you guys. If you're the first, you get to join us in Spain. And yeah, how did you guys like today's Webby? Comment in the chat. Let me know if you guys loved it. Again, if you have yeah, if you have anything you want to join GC, let's go. All right, guys. Thank you so much for everything. If you have any questions, if you have anything, shoot me a message. Yeah, I'll have my team on my profile. So if you have any questions, you can get it. But yeah, guys, I'm really excited for this one. I think it's going to be pretty sick. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. So thank you guys so much. Have an amazing day and have an amazing Sunday. Bye-bye.